Honorable Commissioner Jacqueline Ngutia, our Dean, Strathmore Law School, Dr. Jane Wathuta, our founding Dean, Professor Dr. Louis Franceschi, Strathmore University Management Committee representatives who are present, my colleagues, SLS faculty, students, parents, and all distinguished guests, good afternoon. Allow me to welcome you to the 2024 edition of the CB Madan and SLS Student Awards. We are very happy to host all of you here, and we hope that everybody is going to have a good time, but importantly, go home with a few reflections based on the events of the day. And in this particular instance, I refer to the memorial lecture that we are all looking forward to. At this point, I will call upon our Dean, Dr. Jane Wathuta, to give her opening remarks. Please welcome Dr. Jane Wathuta.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, it's good to see you. The room is filling up gradually. This year we started the award ceremony a bit earlier in view of the arrangement that was required from the office that we are coordinating with in the judiciary. So all the same, good and well done to those who have made it already, and we look forward to welcoming more of you, more participants into the room shortly. So the Honorable Commissioner, Jacqueline Ngutia, the President of the Law Society of Kenya, who will be, I believe, joining us still, Faith Odhiambo, the Chair of the Editorial Board and CEO of the Platform Magazine in absentia, that's the Honorable Gitobwe Manyara, who will be ably represented by Evans Ogada, who will always also be an MC for this occasion. I want to also recognize the members of the management of the university who are here, who will be joining us, in particular our Deputy Vice Chancellor for Partnership and Development, that's Dr. Edward Mungai. Our partners from the Platform Magazine, our esteemed partners joining us today, and you can see the representation. I'm well flanked by a representation of our various partners. It's so great to have you. I want to mention Coulson Honey, Bowmans, Anjawala and Kana, KN Law, DLA Piper, IKM Advocates, Muma and Kanjama Advocates, Denton's HHM, Triple OK Law, Nyiha Mukoma and Company Advocates, Ngatia Associates, I also see ENS, I think I haven't mentioned them, and our new partner Musimi and Company Advocates, our faculty, members and other colleagues, our parents, our students and distinguished guests. Good afternoon and welcome to the 12th CB Madan Award Ceremony and the CB Madan Memorial Lecture to celebrate constitutionalism, the rule of law, and the outstanding contributions of individuals who have shaped Kenya's legal landscape. It is a great honor and privilege for me to welcome you today to commemorate this momentous occasion with us that pays tribute to the life and legacy of former Chief Justice Chunilal B. Madan. CB Madan stands as a towering figure in rendering sound and progressive judgments, steadfastly advocating for the independence of the judiciary and contributing to justice and legal reforms. He continues to inspire and remind us of the enduring impact one individual can have on the rule of law and on society as a whole. In contemplating the legacy of CB Madan, we'll be hearing more about this. Our founding dean, in particular, in this case, Professor Louis Franceschi, who will be delivering the CB Madan Memorial Lecture, in one of the occasions observed that heroes are often forgotten, and Kenya boasts a multitude of unsung heroes, quiet champions who shape the nation's history and at times even prevent its potential collapse. The CB Madan Award acknowledges these remarkable individuals and recognizes their commendable contribution in advancing the rule of law and the cause of constitutionalism in our country. The award is also a testament to the ideals that we here at Strathmore Law School hold dear, particularly integrity, excellence, service to society, lifelong learning, and collegiality. This year's recipient of the 12CB Madan Award has undoubtedly demonstrated these values through her outstanding work, and we are pleased to honor this contribution to advancing constitutionalism in Kenya. We extend our heartfelt congratulations to the President of the Law Society of Kenya, Faith Odhiambo. We'll have an opportunity to hear from her, and we look forward to her speech. At SLS, which is what we familiarly refer to here at Strathmore Law School, we continue to pursue excellence in both theoretical and practical legal aspects of education to help shape the future of legal practice and the next generation of lawyers in Kenya and beyond. I wish to highlight some of the activities that have taken place in 2024. One aspect I'd want to mention is the Strathmore Law Review. We call it in short SLR. They say we have so many acronyms in the law school, but anyway, we call it SLR in short. It's a student-run publication, and this year has published its 9th volume with the theme, Shaping the Future of Africa, Harnessing the Power of Legal Scholarship for Social Transformation. Some of the awardees today have participated actively in the publication of the Strathmore Law Review. Another initiative in this law school is what we call in short SIASIC, Strathmore Institute of Advanced Studies in International Criminal Justice, which held its first continuing professional development or CPD seminar. The theme was Emerging Trends in Anti-Money Laundering Regulation in Kenya. This marked a notable step in our commitment to continuous professional development and engagement with contemporary issues in the legal profession. And in that regard, we appreciate that the Law Society of Kenya has enabled us to have this possibility of offering the credits that come through continuing professional development seminars. As regards moot court competitions, we took part in several moot competitions, locally and abroad. I'll just mention 3. One of them is the John H. Jackson Moot Court Competition, where we won the African regional rounds and had the best overall written submissions. In the international rounds of the same competition, our team finished first runner-up, with one of our students being recognized as the best orator in the final rounds. Besides, next year in April, we'll have the honor of hosting the 23rd edition of the African regional rounds of this moot court competition, John H. Jackson. We look forward to that. Our MC today, Janet Masharia, is very actively involved. She's the coach, the main coach for this competition. We also took part in the Great Lakes Regional Training Program Moot in Kigali. We emerged as the winners and scooped the title of Best Speaker. We also took part in the International Bar Association IBA International Criminal Law Moot, and we were recognized as the first runner-up and received the Best Regional Team Award in Africa and made history as the first African team to compete at the final rounds of this moot competition. Additionally, our students were named for various outstanding performances. These and other accolades are a testament to the dedication, hard work, and spirit of excellence that we strive to instill in our students, preparing them to contribute meaningfully to the legal profession, both locally and on the global stage. Another of our initiatives here in the law school is the Strathmore Law Clinic. They have several units, 3 to be precise. One is the Criminal Justice Unit. I think one of our, more than one of our laureates today will have worked actively in the Strathmore Law Clinic. So in the Criminal Justice Unit, they visited the Nairobi West Prison multiple times, providing invaluable legal advice to the remandees. The Law Clinic also held the 2nd edition of the annual Legal Aid Caravan that took place in Isiolo County this year and was another singular achievement, reaching marginalized communities and offering essential legal knowledge and guidance. Next year, we plan to hold this Legal Aid Caravan in Turkana, and we welcome collaboration in various ways. In the Law Clinic, there's also the Urithi Project, and the Human Rights Unit runs this project and was able to extend its outreach to rural communities, educating them about their rights in succession law. And last week, besides, we were pleased to open the Strathmore Law Clinic office, very close to what we call the T-Mall gate. It's a pedestrian gate. If you get a chance to take a walk in the compound, you'll see a red building that stands out. This was possible thanks to our partners, Jones Day and Tito and Associates, US-based firms. And through this office, which is now closer to the community, so to speak, because it's possible to walk in and go straight into their offices, we want to provide legal access to walk-in clients. I also want to mention that the Law Clinic Director, Patrick Nzomo, was among the finalists in the 2024 LSK Nairobi Legal Awards in the Young Lawyer category. We're very proud of him for that. And we also had a representation in various other awards and recognitions in the countries. I know, like for the Nairobi Legal Awards, top lawyers competition or awards, there were some of our partners also represented. I want to also mention something about the Strathmore Dispute Resolution Center, SDRC in short, which hosted the introductory module of International Commercial Arbitration in collaboration with Wilmer Hale, UK-based law firm. Additionally, we held several sessions of our 40-hour mediation trainings, underscoring our commitment to developing legal professions equipped to handle a wide range of dispute resolution mechanisms. The Dispute Resolution Center, or SDRC, also held the first edition of the SDRC Colloquium and also the second edition of the Mediation Moot Court Competition, enabling us in the process to host renowned ADR practitioners to discuss emerging trends in ADR and ways of boosting future ADR practice. ADR stands for Alternative Dispute Resolution. So SDRC, our Dispute Resolution Center, is making its mark in terms of training and also hosting the conversations and competitions that will further enable that. Our LLM and LLD programs, the Masters in Law and Doctor of Law program, are also progressing steadily. We'll soon be kicking off a general LLM option to cater for broad legal academic interests, in addition to the various tracks that we already offer. More information can be obtained through our website and also our offices on the ground floor of this building. These achievements and more would not have been possible without the unwavering support of our dedicated faculty, administrators, mentors, and graduate assistants, the university management, and all other staff, our valued partners and friends, including you parents and guardians who are here and those who are not here, and of course our students who continue to represent the Strathmore Law School with distinction. Our commitment to academic excellence, ethical leadership, and the advancement of legal education is a sustained reflection of the values that we deeply cherish. Not perish, but cherish, yeah? English. Our focus, let me add, and quoting our founding dean again, is not merely on producing good lawyers, but lawyers who are good. Not merely on producing good lawyers, but lawyers who are good. The latter represents individuals who embody ethical standards, moral courage, and commitment to justice that our society so badly needs. So I hope and pray that the 2024 student awardees here represented, or present rather, in the room, embody this aspiration and bring it to life in their daily endeavors, in your daily endeavors. Yeah? Embodying ethical standards, moral courage, and commitment to justice. As we celebrate this year's accomplishments and honor those who have made significant contributions to upholding the rule of law, it is important to remember that the future of our country's legal system lies in the hands of individuals who are guided by the principles of integrity, justice, and fairness. Today's ceremony serves as a reminder of the work still to be done and the responsibility of each of us in upholding the rule of law and promoting constitutionalism. So just to conclude, we are really happy and privileged to host you on this auspicious occasion, and we wish you an enjoyable and memorable stay with us. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Dean, Dr. Jane Wathuta. We're moving on well. I can see that more and more guests are arriving. At this point, I would like to welcome Honorable Commissioner Jacqueline Ngutia. Please, you're welcome to give your remarks. Thank you so much.
To the founding dean, Professor Franceschi, Dr. Lucy, the Dean, Faculty of Law, parents, faculty members, colleagues, because I see a lot of banners from the membership of the Law Society of Kenya, and also students, good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be with you today here. I was invited to stand in for the Chief Justice, so definitely I'm not the Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya. Jacqueline Ngutia, elected by the Law Society of Kenya to represent them to the Judicial Service Commission. The Judicial Service Commission is a constitutional commission whose mandate is to promote an effective and efficient judiciary. So receive warm greetings from the commissioners and the Honorable Chief Justice, who is also the chair of the Judicial Service Commission. I'm happy to be back at Strathmore. I was here many years ago when we had the PALU conference, though I have been coming around to check on other non-official issues, but I'm very grateful and happy to learn about the strides you have taken over the years. Today, we celebrate the life of two great persons. That's the former Chief Justice, the late C.B. Madan, and we also celebrate a brilliant mind who left us at an early age. That's Cindy Wakio. I just got to know about her today. And what they have taught us is that we must live a life of honor and we must do what is expected of us. So I'm a human rights practitioner in my day job. So I am also happy that we can celebrate human rights. So congratulations to the platform and also to Strathmore University for promoting and celebrating persons who advance human rights. I'm also a Catholic, and today we are celebrating St. Lucy, who aspires that we all live in the light. Again, today we are celebrating persons who believe in walking in the light. The president is not here yet, but she has decided, President Faith Odhiambo, the president of the Law Society of Kenya, she chose to lead or move to a road that is less traveled. She showed up for the vulnerable people. She has used her position of power to promote the rule of law and constitutionalism. And all other students who are being fitted today, you have done well. You have made us proud, and you have made us believe that indeed hard work pays. So congratulations to the president and all the students who made it for different awards today. I'm with our heads of communication, Sophia Wanuna, maybe we could just wave. And we have had a discussion with her to see how the Judicial Service Commission can partner with the faculty on issues around advancing the rule of law and promoting an effective and efficient judiciary. Allow me to read the speech of the Chief Justice, which later on I'll hand over to the Dean. I am delighted to join you today for the 2024 C.B. Madan Prize Award ceremony as we celebrate the enduring legacy of one of Kenya's most distinguished jurists, the late Chief Justice C.B. Madan. I commend Strathmore University School of Law and the Platform magazine for their dedication in preserving his memories, ideal, and contribution through this prestigious event and the accompanying recognitions. Your effort ensure that the visionary leadership and principles continue to inspire and guide us. Through this ceremony, we not only honor individual excellence, but also celebrate an unwavering commitment to the rule of law and promoting constitutionalism, the values set by CB Madan. His landmark judgments, profound wisdom, and unyielding dedication to justice remains a source of inspiration for generations and legal practitioners and judges. The CBN Madan Prize, alongside the CBN Madan Students Award for the Best Legal Commentaries in Platform Magazine and various Strathmore Law School Award, represents a fitting tribute to his memory. The accolades not only immortalize his contribution, but also remind us of our collective responsibility to uphold the principles of constitutionalism, human rights, and judicial independence, which he passionately championed. Ladies and gentlemen, I join in celebrating the recognition of the 2024 recipient of the CBN Madan Prize, Advocate Faith Moni Odhiambo, President of the Law Society of Kenya. Advocate Faith's exemplary leadership and steadfast dedication to the rule of law reflects the enduring legacy of Chief Justice Madan. Her tenure as the President of the Law Society of Kenya has been characterized by fearless advocacy for human rights, a resolute commitment to constitutional governance, and a spirit of collaboration. Through her appreciation on the need to work with stakeholders in the justice sector, we come together to celebrate her. In addition to celebrating Advocate Odhiambo, I join in congratulating the students receiving the CB Madan Students Award for the exceptional legal commentaries published in the Platform magazine. These young minds represent the future of Kenya legal profession. Their critical engagement with pressing legal and social political issues is a statement to their commitment to the principles of constitutionalism and democratic governance. To the recipients of the Strathmore Law School Award, your academic excellence and dedication to learning symbolizes a brighter future for Kenya's justice system. Your achievements are a source of pride and inspiration to all of us, and I encourage you to continue pursuing knowledge and excellence with vigor and determination. As we reflect on this remarkable legacy of the Chief Justice Madan, let us draw inspiration from his courage, conviction, steadfast commitment to justice. May we all be guided by his example, ensuring that justice serves as both a shield for the vulnerable and a cornerstone for our democracy. Once again, I extend my heartfelt congratulations. My apologies for that. I extend my heartfelt congratulations to all the awardees. May the CBN Madan Award serve as a stepping stone to a greater achievement in our respective journeys. Thank you all, and God bless you. Honorable Justice Martha Koome, Chief Justice and the President of the Supreme Court of Kenya. Thank you so much. Oh, sorry.
Thank you. That's my fault. Sorry. Thank you. Thank you very much, Honorable Commissioner Jacqueline, for that wonderful speech and for your remarks as well. Thank you. Allow me to move on to the next part of the program, which is the first part of the awards ceremony. But at this point, I would like to mention that we'll have remarks from the platform at the point when we introduce the CB Madan Award. So we will just move on to the SLS Student Awards part of the ceremony. I'll begin the awards ceremony with the awards given to our young ones, our best first-year students. And this award is sponsored by Musimi and Company Advocates. And to represent, we have Mr. Kimathi here to present the awards. Mr. Kimathi, welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'd just like to acknowledge the Honorable Commissioner, Jackie Ngutia, for delivering the remarks of the Chief Justice, Dean, SLS, Dr. Jane Wathuta. Acknowledge you and receive regards from my partner, Mrs. Ann Bugwa, Professor Louis Franceschi, Founding Dean, Janet, who has been very critical in putting this together. Allow me to recognize you. Our firm, Musimi and Company, are here for the second time, and we are grateful for the opportunity to be present for these awards. Our firm, to put it in simple terms, we are perhaps the one that would be known all family all the time. We provide family solutions in commercial, conveyancing, and litigation matters. I am joined by my colleagues who will assist in giving the gifts or the envelopes to the best first-year male and the best first-year female student. Allow me to invite my colleagues, Nashipai Chebet and Bridget Lugwe, who will do the honors in terms of giving those particular appreciations. Nashipai Chebet is an advocate with us and a founding director of Embellish Network, an online magazine. And Bridget, who we have come with, I think was very critical to bring us her. She's an advocate trainee, but she's also an alumnus of Strathmore University. So we thought it's absolutely important to bring her here so that Dr. Jane, you can see that your products are actually doing a good job. So allow me to invite the two recipients of these awards. The best first-year female student, Claire Wangeshi Kaira. Can we have Claire to the front? Welcome, Claire. I'll request, please, and the best first-year male student, Daniel Kipkoech Chemurei. Very well.
Congratulations to the first years. I'll just stand here while you take a photo on this side of the podium. Thank you very much, Mr. Kimathi. Congratulations to our first-year students who got awards for best overall male and female first years. That is indeed remarkable. At this point, I will move on to call the representative from Triple OK Law, Mr. Yohana Barasa, to come forward and talk a little bit about the awards, and then we'll call the students who receive these awards. Mr. Barasa, karibu sana.
The Honorable Commissioner, Strathmore Dean, and the founding Dean, Mr. Franceschi. I'll just say a few words on behalf of the managing partner, Mr. John Ohaga, Senior Counsel. Due to unavoidable circumstances, he was not able to join us. It is my pleasure to address you today on behalf of the managing partner and the Triple OK Law family, as we come together to celebrate excellency and innovation in the legal profession. Our long-standing partnership with Strathmore Law School is one we deeply value, and we commend the school for its unwavering dedication for nurturing leadership, academic excellency, and professionality. Today we are honored to recognize remarkable achievements through the 2024 SLS Student Awards and the CB Madan Awards, which uphold the highest standards of integrity, scholarship, and contribution to the legal field. As we present the Triple OK Law Dissertation Award, we take immense pride in supporting and celebrating exceptional research that reflects the hard work, commitment, and potential of our future legal leaders. To the awardees, congratulations on this well-deserved recognition. Your achievements inspire great confidence in the future of the legal profession. We also wish to extend our heartfelt gratitude to the Commissioner and to all esteemed guests for your presence here today, which underscores the significance of promoting and celebrating excellency in our legal community. And in closing, I would like to again say congratulations to the awardee recipients for your outstanding accomplishments. On behalf of the Triple OK Law family, I wish you a joyful festive season and prosperous New Year 2025 and beyond. Thank you.
Okay, and the recipient of this dissertation award is none other than Amelia Midwa. Amelia, please come to the front. Congratulations, Amelia. Thank you, Johanna.
Thank you.
Okay, we're moving on well. At this point, I would like to call upon ENS Africa, Mr. Geoffrey Mishiri, to present and talk a little bit about the award. So I welcome you, Karibu.
Commissioner Ngutia, the present Dean of the Law School, as well as the past Dean and the founding Dean, Professor Louis Franceschi, members of the bar, parents, students, and by students I mean my future members of the bar. I can also see one of my colleagues here and somebody I've had the privilege of doing battle with, Mr. Theuri Wanjuhe and his wife. All protocols observed. It gives me great pleasure to stand here on behalf of ENS Kenya. Allow me to say one or two things about our law firm. We are one of the oldest law firms in Africa. We're over 200 years old, and we have, by large, I don't just mean number, we're over 600 practitioners, but I don't just mean large in the size context, but I equally mean farthest reach and ability to actually serve our clientele through all the four corners of Africa, as well as in off far-flung areas of the continent, such as Mauritius, as well as other parts of the world. We are quite keen not only in the traditional practice areas, disputes resolution, banking, real estate, and corporate commercial law, but we equally focus on recent areas of interest, such as AI, fintech, competition, forensics and telecommunications. Our pupils and trainees, and I'm hoping I'm speaking to some of them in the not so distant future, actually start off day one with an induction program in South Africa, Johannesburg, where you actually get to meet your future partners and colleagues in the African practice context. And so if you're actually looking for a firm that's going to challenge you and actually enable you to put to the test all that you've learned at this great law school, the Strathmore Law School, which I consider to be the premier law school in Kenya, and I dare say Africa, going by the recent awards that you actually recently received in your moot courts, then it would be a great pleasure for us to actually have you on board. Allow me to equally recognize the presence of the president of the Kenyan Bar, who's just walked in, Faith Mon Adhiambo. We recognize you, President, Madam President, and it's a pleasure. We are quite eager to continue and foster our partnership with the Strathmore Law School. And in this particular regard, we continue to give the award for the best student in financial services. And also, just before we have the awardee come in here, I equally wish to make a confession. I have an attachment to this particular law school. In the year 2015, as well as 16 and 17, I had the pleasure and privilege of lecturing here, appellate practice as part of one of the modules of civil procedure, at the invitation of Mr. Chacha Odera and Wanjiru Gigi, who at that particular time used to lecture civil procedure to you second-year students. So it gives me great pleasure to now come back here and give an award that recognizes the best financial student, especially taking into account that Africa's greatest need is financial investment that will grow and enable Africa to achieve all that it can. Allow me then to call Tabitha Waidera Monyaka to please receive this particular award.
Thank you very much, Mr. Geoffrey, on behalf of ENS, and Dwayne. Congratulations to you, Tabitha, for your excellence in getting the award, the Financial Services Law Award. We're moving on well, and I also will acknowledge the presence of the President, the Law Society of Kenya, Madam Faith Odhiambo, Madam Eunice, from the platform. We acknowledge your presence, and we welcome you. At this point, I will move on to the next category of awards, the Legal Business Ethics Prize. And at this point, I will call Mr. Arthur, or the Nyihamukama Law Representative, to come and present the award. Oh, sorry, thank you.
The Honorable Commissioner, JSC, Ms. Jacqueline Ngutia, former Dean Dr. Franceschi, Dean Dr. Wathuta, LSK Chair, Faith Odhiambo, colleagues at the bar, parents, students, good afternoon. My name is Magdalene Joine from the firm of Nyiha Mukoma in Company Advocates, and it is my great pleasure this day to present the Nyiha Mukoma and Company Advocates Legal Business Ethics Prize to two outstanding students, that is Jessica Mutheu Hili and Kushbu Ratil Al-Shab. At Nyiha Mukoma and Company Advocates, we believe that the foundation of legal profession lies in ethics. Our compass in navigating the intersection of law, business, and society. It is ethics that shapes the way we act and that fosters a more human society where individuals are respected as persons, not just means to an end. As legal professions, we occupy a position of trust, bridging the technical machinery of justice and good behavior above individual interest, and ensure that our profession remains a vocation of service. And taking cue from the Dean's speech, that Strathmore looks at producing not just good lawyers, but lawyers that are good. We believe in the same ideals, and that is why we are here today, delighted to present the award.
Thank you very much, and congratulations to the students for getting that award. We recognize your excellence, and we commend you for your good work. Okay, so at this point, I will call upon Madam Wangui from Anjawala and Kana to present a series of awards for our students. And so, Madam Wangui, welcome.
Good afternoon. Protocols have been observed at length, so I will not add to that process. What I will do, though, is acknowledge unsung heroes who very often probably are feeling the most delight on these occasions, but do not get spoken of often enough. I'd just like to congratulate the parents who are here. There are possibly also some aunts, some uncles, some brothers, some sisters. So family, well done. Well done to the families who have supported these incredible, young, ambitious, driven people to the point where today they are being recognized for their efforts. I'd also like to recognize friends, because the people who are standing here receiving awards know that they are possibly standing on the shoulders of friends who have kept them going, who have studied with them, have stressed with them, have agonized with them, have celebrated with them, getting to this moment. So congratulations to all those who are coming here as friends, celebrating their colleagues who have done so well. Thank you all so much. So Anjawala and Kana Advocates, which is the firm I'm representing, is a firm that has had a long relationship with Strathmore Law School. It's also a firm that has had the joy of inviting students from Strathmore into our corridors as interns, as trainees, as lawyers. We aspire to have them join us in future as partners, because this school has a foundational approach to the study of law that aligns very much with the foundational approach to the practice of law that we espouse. The Commissioner mentioned the word condolences in the midst of her congratulations message. And I think, whilst it may have been a slip of the tongue, it is actually appropriate. Because in some ways, you are transitioning from a highlight, where you're at the peak of your academic career as law students, into a situation where you will be starting at the basement of knowledge, of understanding, of exposure once you get into practice. So it's actually somewhat bittersweet. However, the things that brought you so far are the things that will carry you forward. So your curiosity, your ability to engage with people, your ability to take yourself just seriously enough to put in the effort, but not too seriously to recognize sometimes it's not all up to you, are the things that are going to serve you well. So I offer you my condolences that you are leaving such an august institution that has so many resources, so many sort of facilities, such a breadth of faculty and experiences that have been curated so carefully for you. I am very sorry that this is the place that you are leaving, to get into a real world where there are no roadmaps, where there is no kind of pre-baked, pre-built agenda, where you will have to have courage and self-belief to keep trying, keep knocking on doors, keep stumbling and getting yourself back up again. But for that, I congratulate you, because it has been said that you represent the future of the profession, you represent the future of this country, even the continent. And if you paid attention, you'd realize the stakes are so high for this continent, the stakes are so high for this country. We so desperately need your ambition, your drive, your curiosity, your resilience. So congratulations on being given a really incredible task. You are up for it, and we look forward to seeing how well you will succeed. Thank you. It is now my joy to call up Amelia Achieng Midwa. Who we are delighted to recognize as the best all-round female student, as well as the best student of commercial law. Congratulations. It's also my delight to present Selina Luanga with a prize recognizing her incredible contributions and impact as a member of the Strathmore Law Clinic program. And last but certainly not least, Gregory Mashua Thauri. Best all-round male student. Congratulations, sir. Much.
Thank you very much, Wangui and Jawala. Wow, congratulations, Amelia, Selina, and Gregory. Thoroughly good job. Okay, so at this point, we will move on to Bowman's Law. I believe we have Madam Joki present. So I welcome you to present awards on behalf of Bowman's.
Good afternoon, everyone. All protocols observed. My name is Joyce Mbui. I'm a partner at Bowman's, and I am absolutely honored to be here with you to celebrate the talent in this room. So well done to them. I think let's give them another round of applause. Now, as a new mom myself, I cannot imagine the pride and joy that the parents, the grandparents, the guardians must be feeling to have seen these wonderful students grow from little babies all the way to the brilliant men and women they are today. At Bowman's, one of our core values is commitment and a drive to achieve the highest standards. And I believe that all of the awardees today have demonstrated that in their pursuit of academic excellence. And the habits that you have built, discipline, hard work, persistence, commitment, will carry you through as you join the real world and join us in the legal profession. So it gives me great, great, great delight to present the Colson Hani Best Overall Finalist Award to Miss Amelia. Well done.
Thank you very much, Njoki. Congratulations, Amelia. I get a feeling I'll be saying that a lot. Maybe I should say 5. Anyway, so at this point, we are moving on well. Allow me to acknowledge the presence of Mr. Evans Ogada from the platform. We'll be hearing from him a lot more the later part of this program when we get to the CB Madan Award. I'll now call upon the representative from MUMA Kanjama to come forward and present an award to the students who have done well in those categories. Please, welcome.
All protocol observed. Good evening. I hope you are all well. It is with honor that I come before you to present awards from the Muma and Kanjama family and present the apologies of my senior, Mr. Charles Kanjama, who would have wished to be here, but I stand in his position. In our firm, we pride ourselves in ethical legal practice and in legal excellence. And that is why we align ourselves to these awards. And we congratulate the awardees for their hard work, excellence, dedication, and their ability to courage and push through obstacles to get to where they are. And it is my great privilege to then present the following awards to the awardees. For the second best overall finalist, the award goes to Ms. Tabitha. To the next award, to the Jurist of the Year. The award goes to Gregory Mushura. The final award is the Commercial Law Prize that goes to Miss Tabitha again.
Thank you very much. We appreciate the partnership, Muma Kanjama, and congratulations to Gregory, and congratulations to Tabitha. Okay, so I will move to the next category. I know we are running a bit quick on time, and I'll call upon KN Law representative to present the Commercial Law Prize. Karibu sana.
All protocols observed, parents and students, good afternoon. My name is Caroline Mureithi. I represent KN Law LLP today in presenting the KN Law Commercial Award. This award is very important to us because our firm, we pride ourselves in being a corporate and commercial law firm, providing solutions for complex commercial transactions, which really are inevitable in this capitalist world that we are living in. So allow me to say a little bit about our firm. KN Law LLP is a boutique corporate and commercial firm operating in Nairobi, but with a liaison office in London. We pride ourselves in being able to provide practical solutions for complex commercial transactions involving both local and international players, and resolving complex commercial disputes. With that said, allow me to offer our heartfelt congratulations to all the awardees today from KN Law, and I will now present the award to Miss Amelia Acheng.
I keep saying, I should have said 5. Congratulations, Amelia. I'm so proud of you. Okay, so now we will move on to Denton's HHM. I believe Mr. John and Miss Madam Nancy Gitau are here. I would just like to confirm this and welcome you to present the award. Yeah, sure.
All protocols observed. Good afternoon, everyone. It is with great pleasure and honor that I stand before you and be part of this 2024 CB Madan Prize Award ceremony hosted by Strathmore University Law School. I'm delighted to be part of this occasion where we celebrate academic excellence. As our firm, recognizes the best IP, IT, and tax students for the year 2024, I want to take this moment to acknowledge the hard work, the dedication, passion that all of you here have demonstrated throughout your studies. Excellence in these two areas, are not only crucial, but are very important in the advancement of the legal profession and the growth and sustainability of business, industries, and economies in the modern world. IP and tax law are dynamic fields, and today's awardees are truly a testament to what can be achieved with a commitment and forward-thinking mindset. We are proud to be part of the important event and look forward to supporting Strathmore University Law School in its mission to nurture and lead the future leaders of our legal community. With that said, it is my great pleasure that I announce and present the award for the best IP and IT to Mr. Tunje Bayo. I'll ask my colleague John to please come up. The next award is to Miss Tremi Esther Onyango. Thank you and have a good day.
Thank you very much, and congratulations to Tremi, and congratulations to Bayo. You both have done incredibly well. At this point, please allow me to move on to the last few awards that we have, and I will call upon Mr. John Wambugu or Madam Eunice to present the next award, which is the Cindy Wakio Muting Award. And this award, which name we changed quite recently, is meant to, yes, celebrate students who have done exemplarily well in mooting, but also to honor somebody who did incredible things when she had an opportunity to do so. So please, I welcome Mr. John Wambugu from Wambugu and Muriuki Advocates, who graciously agreed to sponsor this award. Karibu.
Thank you very much, and greetings to you all this afternoon. Yeah, my name is John Wambugu. I'm the managing partner of the firm of Wambugu and Muriuki Advocates. And when I was actually informed about this award just a few days ago by my good wife, Eunice, who happens to be part of the faculty in the law faculty, and my son also is a student. So I happen to be a father to a scholar. She is doing an NLD. She teaches in the faculty, and my son is also, I'm also a parent, because my son is also doing law. So basically part of the interest, especially for me, in promoting students who are doing well, especially in the in moot court competitions and generally in the legal services field is that for a long time we have been having challenges in terms of getting the talent that is, the legal talent that is coming out of universities. Myself, I went to the University of Nairobi, and subsequently what I could say from the industry perspective is that we have noticed a general trend in terms of the quality of the graduates who are emanating from our universities. And I have to congratulate Strathmore because I think for the first, in the recent years since your first cohort graduated, you find that a lot of law firms are now preferring Strathmore graduates. So there must be something you are definitely doing very right in terms of the quality of the training. And the legal profession is actually, in terms of mutation and the new areas that are coming up, especially in the commercial sector. We now have a lot of ESG compliance, governance compliance. We have the carbon credit market. Governments are facing fiscal constraints. They are moving towards PPPs, public-private partnerships. There are quite a number of new emerging areas in commercial law, where the traditional, bread and butter kind of areas that we are used to, which is basically property law, the conveyancing, the securities for financial institutions, are slowly going to become, the market is going to narrow more and more as many governments, digitize and people are able to do those transactions for themselves. So it's important that we get good quality lawyers in the commercial space, so that then we are able to take advantage, especially as African countries adopt what is happening in other parts of the world. We are able to get good, transaction advisors and legal advisors for the many investors who are going to be coming to our African countries. So it's with great pleasure to award, I think it's, sorry, I'm trying to remember the exact names, but Ikawa Melissa Atieno, so congratulations for your hard work. Keep it up. And we look forward to getting people like you to come to us in the near future so that we can continue, deepening the legal services sector. Thank you. So thank you very much. It's a pleasure to meet you all.
Thank you very much to our new partners. We look forward to doing a lot together. And this was a wonderful way to start this partnership. We're moving on well, and at this point, allow me to read out a message from one of our partners called With Us World Law. With Us World Law normally sponsor an award for the best student in international commercial arbitration. They're based in the UK. Obviously, for obvious reasons, they couldn't be here. But they did want us to read a message on behalf of their leader, and I'm just going to go ahead and do that. So this is not me. Good afternoon. I am speaking to you today on behalf of Hussein Hari KC, a co-head in the international arbitration practice at the law firm With Us World based in London. I am delighted to be able to announce the winner of the 2024 With Us International Commercial Arbitration Prize for the top student of commercial arbitration at Strathmore Law School. This year, the prize for the top student goes to Amelia Achieng Midwa. With Us World would like to wish her every success in her future professional development and career, And I know that Amelia, you have been in contact with them, but just for a photo, perhaps I could ask our Dean to take a photo with Amelia, the superstar. You know, we need this contact. The gift is being transmitted to her details. So congratulations to you, Amelia. I am going to call one more partner because we are really running short on time. And I'll call upon EKN DLA Piper Africa representative. If you are around, just kindly come forward and present the award. Fantastic. So, karibu sana, and we thank you for the continued partnership. Obviously, looking forward to doing more in this academic year, but I welcome you to present the awards.
Good afternoon. My name is Linda Ayodi. It gives me great pleasure to be here and all protocols observed. I really appreciate it. First and foremost, congratulations to all the awardees. It gives me great pleasure to be back here as an alumni. As you step out into the world, I just want you to know that this is just a first step, and you're going to do well over and above what you've done today. I represent DLA Piper Africa, also known as IKM Advocates, and today I'm here on behalf of my partner, Mr. William Maema, and I would like to proceed and issue the awards. The first one that we have is Best Female Finalist, Amelia Achieng. The second one we have is the Best Male Finalist, Gregory Mushura. Then we also have the best female first year, Claire Wangeshi. Best male first year, Daniel Kipkoech. Then the civil litigation prize, Lucy Njau. Okay, thank you so much. So once more, congratulations to all our awardees, and we look forward to meeting you in the next world. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Congratulations to all of the awardees. I have a feeling some of you will be getting very many calls after this, maybe, but you deserve it. You work hard, you get to receive your flowers, and today we are here to do that for all the students. I will move on to the last part of the awards. This is the Strathmore Law Review Award. This award is usually sponsored by the platform simply because they share the same thing in common. They are about making sure there's serious publications about important issues, and there's students who work full-time to make sure that this platform is still moving, is still running, And these students were able to juggle that together with everything else that they are required to do at the law school. So I'll just call upon two representatives from this Strathmore Law Review to receive the award. And before I do that, I will ask Madam Eunice, please, from the platform to come to the front. And I will call upon Amelia and Tabitha, the people who led this review, worked hard to receive the award on behalf of the review. Thank you very much to the platform, and good job to you two on behalf of the review. I must say that I've not been teaching for a very long time, but I did enjoy working with these two students, these two ladies, teaching them, coaching them. It was truly my honor, and this is a very happy moment for me. That being said, we will go into a very short interlude, and this will mark us moving the program to the next part of the award ceremony, which is the CB Madan Award ceremony. And my co-MC, very able co-MC, Mr. Evans Ogada, will come and take over the program. But we'll just take 5 minutes. There's water at the back if you need some, just to regroup and allow the platform to get ready to host the second part of the award ceremony. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Cecilia Wakesho. I am a student in my 4th year, and in my part-time, I am passionate about music, so that's what I do, and I'll be your interlude. Yeah, so enjoy. You're broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round, and you can't find the fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' work it out. Move mountains, we gon' work it out and move mountains. And I rise up, I rise like the day, I rise up, I rise unafraid, I rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I rise up, high like the waves, I rise up, in spite of the ache, I rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you. When the silence isn't quiet and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe, and I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet and move mountains. Take it to its feet and move mountains. And I rise up, I rise like the day, I rise up,
afraid. I'll rise up and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you. All we need is love, and for that we have each other, and for that we have each other. We will rise, we will rise, we will rise, and for that we have each other, and for that we have each other. So I rise up, I rise like the day, I rise up. In spite of the ache, I rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. I rise up, high like the waves, I rise up. In spite of the ache, I rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you. I'll rise up. Thank you.
Wow. Yeah? Wow. Yeah, I know. Thank you very much. That was beautiful, refreshing, definitely what we needed. Allow me to recognize the presence of Mr. William Maema here from KM. Karibu sana. At this point, I will introduce and welcome Mr. Evans Ogada, who will give the introductory remarks, and then we will proceed from there. Evans, karibu sana.
Good afternoon. Habari zenyu. The commercial beat was a little bit tapered down. Now we are going to a little bit of energy with the rule of law. Habari zenyu. Please turn to your neighbor, shake the hand of your neighbor. Please get to know the name. Commissioner Ngutia is here, where we come from. We say hello from morning to evening. Professor Louis Franceschi is an adopted son of the land, where we come from with him, from the Mulembe land. We say greetings till evening. Good evening, my name is Evans Ogada. I am the editor-in-chief for the platform. Apologies from the chairperson of the platform publication, the Honorable Gitobwe Manyara. How many of you, the students, how many of you know Gitobwe Manyara? I'm always amazed. At least Strathmore, there's promise. Yeah? I teach in a school that I'll not name. Half of the time they don't know who Gitobwe Manyara is, Paul Muite is. How many have read any decisions from Justice C.B. Madan? Commercial lawyers. May I recognize the presence of Apollo Mboya, former CEO LSK. Apollo Mboya is a soldier, committed PIL lawyer. We thank you, sir, for honoring us with your presence today. May I also apologize for coming in late. The reason why I came in late, Commissioner's employees decided to slap me with a notice yesterday at 7 p.m. to collect a judgment today. And that notice was only brought to my attention in the morning. And I'm the petitioner in this case. And I had to collect the judgment. It's a good judgment, eh? Basically, it's petition 179 of the year 2022. And what that decision says is that the government of Kenya has to account to us in terms of the taxes, the bonds, everything that they borrow in our name. So they have 45 days to give us that account. See, it's a good judgment from her employees. Can we say thank you? And that is the spirit of CB Madan. CB Madan, the reason why we award the CB Madan prize every year is we try to remember a judge who stood for the rule of law. He stood for constitutionalism. There's a case called Stanley Githunguri. Where are those commercial lawyers? There's one who picked, is it 6 or 7 prizes here? Where is that commercial lawyer? The sister. How are you? You have the assignment to read Stanley Githunguri versus the Republic Today, where CB Madan says, go ye forth and enjoy the benefits of the Constitution. It is a powerful statement that the rule of law, constitutionalism, has to count something for this country. And we are happy that we have judges who continue to stand for that. So that is the essence of the CB Madan Prize. Now, there's a brother in the room called Ngodo. Where's Ngodo? Ngodo Eha? Is Ngodo here? Ngodo was supposed to be giving us a brief history of the CB Madan judgeship, but he appears not to be here. But nonetheless, since he's not here, allow me to read the speech from the Honorable Gitobu Imanyara, who would have loved to be here, but he is attending to some medical emergency. So I have been designated to read the speech on his behalf. Give me a few minutes, please. Technology. This is not me wasting time, it's technology, yes? Just a few minutes. Thank you. So speech by the Honorable Gitobu Imanyara at the 12th CBD Madan Award Ceremony. Commissioner Ngutia, now that you're standing in for the Chief Justice, esteemed members of the Law Society of Kenya, led by the President, Faith Odhiambo, distinguished members of the judiciary and legal profession, the Strathmore Law School fraternity, honorees, the awardees, students, colleagues, and friends. It is an honor to stand before you this afternoon at Strathmore Law School for the 12th CB Madan Award Ceremony. This annual event is a restatement to the enduring legacy of one of Kenya's greatest judicial mind, Justice C.B. Madan. Today, we celebrate the excellence in legal profession, the triumphs of constitutionalism, and the unyielding pursuit of justice. Allow me to begin by extending my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed Commissioner, who's representing the Chief Justice, for your commitment to upholding the Constitution and safeguarding judicial independence, and thereby inspiring us all. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where you clap. The judiciary has remained steadfast in support for the platform for law, justice, and society since its inception under the former Chief Justice William Mutunga, and that support has been the cornerstone of our work. This partnership has allowed us to push the boundaries of legal discourse, amplify the voice of the marginalized and the champions of the ideals of justice. Indeed, I can confirm to you, the platform is not only read by judges in Kenya, we have judges in Zambia, Malawi, Ghana, all over Africa that are always asking for copies of the platform and read what we are writing in there. Commissioner, the Commissioner and indeed the judiciary exemplifies values that Justice C.B. Madan held dear, that is integrity, courage, and a profound sense of duty. It is fitting that this occasion, dedicated in honoring the excellence and justice, is graced by your presence, Commissioner, representing the Chief Justice. During my days, I grew up during the Moi days, we used to clap differently. So, who knows, who remembers the Moi clap? That's the drill. So that's what you'll do. Now, Justice Madan was more than a judge. He was a jurist whose judgments remain a lodestar to those who seek to weave justice with humanity. His legacy reminds us that law is not merely a collection of rules, but a tool for fostering equality and protecting the most vulnerable among us. The CB Madan Prize was instituted to keep this legacy alive, celebrating those who demonstrate the courage, wisdom, and empathy that defined Justice Madan's approach to law. We are profoundly grateful to Strathmore Law School, our dedicated, committed partner in this endeavor. Over the years, Strathmore has become synonymous with academic excellence and legal innovation. Your commitment to nurturing the next generation of legal minds mirrors the values of Justice Madan, and we are privileged to work alongside you in this mission. Can we give a round of applause to Strathmore Law School? We say this is the Moi clap, eh? Moja, mbili, tatu, asante sana. Now, this evening, we celebrate remarkable individuals whose achievements inspire us. To the student awardees, congratulations on this well-deserved recognition. Your dedication, intellect, and commitment to justice have set you apart. Remember, as you embark on your journeys, remember that principles we honor today, and those principles are integrity, courage, and service, must remain at the heart of your legal practice. I repeat again, integrity, courage, and service must remain at the heart of your legal practice. A special congratulations to Faith Moni Odhiambo, the President of the Law Society of Kenya. Madam President is being awarded the 12th Madan Prize, and I can assure you, she was awarded the other day the Jurist of the Year award by the ICJ. Madan is heavier, because Madan comes with the rough and tumble. We say it like it is, we stand, and you remain committed. Once in a while, we have even considered recalling some awards, so this is heavy. So Faith, your work in advancing constitutionalism and the rule of law this year has been nothing short of exemplary. You went to the street, stood with Kenyans who face difficulty, and we thank you for that. A round of applause for the President. Your leadership has not only elevated the voice of the legal profession, but also demonstrated the transformative power of a principled commitment to justice. You stand as a beacon of hope and a reminder of what can be achieved through dedication and resilience. We are also deeply honored to have Professor Louis Franceschi among us. Professor Franceschi is the Assistant Secretary General of the Commonwealth, and he is going to be delivering this year's CB Madan Memorial Lecture. Professor Franceschi's support for the platform for law, justice, and society from his days as Dean here at the Strathmore Law School to his current global role has been instrumental in shaping our work at the platform. Your lecture, Professor Franceschi, this evening will undoubtedly enrich our understanding and provoke reflections that will resonate long after this evening. As we celebrate the milestones, it's also an opportune moment to introduce a new chapter for the platform. It is my privilege to formally introduce our new editor-in-chief, Evan Sugada. Ugada brings a wealth of experience, intellectual rigor, I did not have this, and a passionate commitment to the ideals we hold dear. Under his stewardship, We are confident that the platform for law, justice, and society will scale even greater heights and continue to shape legal discourse in Kenya and beyond. I can assure you, we are not censoring. We will write it as it is. Now, as we celebrate the accomplishments of today, we must confront the challenges that are ahead. The principles of justice, fairness, and equality are under siege in many corners of our society. It is incumbent upon us as custodians of the law to rise to these challenges with courage and conviction. Let the legacy of Justice C.B. Madan remind us that the law is at its best when it serves the people, not as an instrument of power, but as a beacon of hope. This evening's gathering embodies the ideals of community and shared purpose. It is a reminder that the pursuit of justice is not a solitary endeavor, but a collective journey. Together, as members of the legal profession, scholars, and citizens committed to the rule of law, we can build a society that reflects the ideals of Justice C.B. Madan, one that is fair, just, and inclusive. In closing, I extend my deepest gratitude to all of you who have gathered here this evening. Commissioner Ngutia, representing the Chief Justice, members of the judiciary, I see their communications head here, welcome. Strathmore Law School, headed by the Dean, thank you very much. The awardees, and all members of the legal fraternity, your presence affirms our shared commitment to the rule of law and the enduring pursuit of justice. May the legacy of Justice C.B. Madan continue to inspire us as we strive to build a legal profession and society that he would have been proud of. Let us leave here this evening not just as witnesses to excellence, but as active participants in shaping a just future. Thank you, the Honorable Gitobu Imanyara. That's not how you clap to such a speech by... We're going to repeat it, huh? Moja. Thank you. I told you the previous session was commercial. It was a little bit subdued. The rule of law is going to be a little bit heavy. Now, my elder sister, my good friend, Miss Eunice Lumales, is going to join me on stage. Karibu. Moja. Until she gets here. Asante. Thank you. Now, Ms. Lumales and I are going to share roles in awarding a good cohort here. These are the C.B. Madan student awardees for the year 2024. These are the lions and lionesses who are going to take over when some of us retire. And they spoke the truth to power. So, Ms. Lumales is going to start by reading the citation for Mr. Yongren Peter Mudei. Is Yongren Peter Mudei here? Mudei, nyakati ya Daniel Arap Moi, ulikuwa unaitwa unatajo unaamka juu unatingisha kidole. Where is Yongren? Yongren is here. Thank you, sir. Terry Mora. Who is Terry Mora? Santi sana. Then we have Ronald Odhiambo Bwana. Where is Ronald? Ronald is here. So I hand over to Miss Lumales. So when she reads your part, please come forward. We will read all the citations for these students. You'll come here. Then I will invite the following to award these students. Senior Maema, I know you're a commercial guy, but you will help us in this process. Asante sana. The Vice President of the Law Society, my good brother and friend, Mr. Mauro Kabata, you will help us. And I'm told, hey, Apollo Mboya, you're also here. You'll help us. When we have read the citations here, you'll help us. So over to you, Ms. Lomelas, for the first student.
Thank you very much. And I thank all of you for making time to be here. Today we celebrate excellence, and the partnership between Strathmore Law and Platform is commendable because of instilling virtues and values which we must continue to encourage. Now, writing is very important because when you write, not only do you encourage yourself to think more critically and analyze what you're doing, but you're also creating a name for yourself. We can see very many names here. Okay, and today we've had one name, Amelia, Amelia, Amelia. Congratulations, my dear. Congratulations. Writing is also important because it will help you distinguish yourself as a professional wherever you are. So the team from Platform is very encouraged, and I would like to call out Mr. Peter Mudenyi. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in the March issue of the Platform magazine, that was issue number 98. Please, if you didn't read it, you have to now go and look for it. This gentleman, Mudenyi, published a commentary titled Presidential Immunity, a critique of the Supreme Court's interpretation of Article 143(2) of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 in the BBI case. It was a fantastic article. In this article, he critically examines the Supreme Court's jurisprudence on presidential immunity in civil cases and advocates for a nuanced interpretation that balances accountability of presidential actions with the need to ensure that the president can effectively execute the duties of that office. Mudenyi notes that granting absolute immunity for presidential action risks undermining accountability and constitutional checks on executive power. To present the award from Platform, it is always a substantial cash award. I'd like to invite my chairman at the Law Society of Kenya Disciplinary Committee, my senior, an exceptional lawyer as well, Mr. Maema, to come and help us present this award. Thank you. So you can take that. Is it just the cash? Sorry, oh yeah, we can remove the podium.
Is the certificate or just the cash?
The certificate later.
Will come later,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
you can go ahead.
Yeah.
Is that this?
Yes. Let's clap for him. Congratulations and keep it up. If you're here or you're live streaming, watching live, make sure to contribute on the Platform magazine as we publish them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. A round of applause for... Thank you. Next, we have Ms. Terry Mura. Now, Ms. Terry Mura, a round of applause for her. Ms. Terry Mura published a commentary in the June issue of the Platform magazine, issue number 101, titled An Analysis of Justice Nixon Sifuna's Judgment in Absa Kenya versus KDIC 2024. In this publication, she examines the emerging conflicting jurisprudence regarding the constitutionality of sections 13A and 21 of the Government Proceedings Act. Mora's analysis is grounded in the need to balance the right to access justice with public policy motivations for protecting government property from attachment and execution processes. She argues that the government must take the court must take court judgments and orders seriously. I agree with you. Thank you. And honor them in good faith to justify the protection it enjoys from attachment to satisfy judgment debts. My brother, the Vice President of the Law Society of Kenya, please come help us in awarding Ms. Mura. Give a round of applause to my brother, Mr. Kabata. The cash prize. We usually award cash prizes to our writers. The more incentive for you to write for the platform. Then we have a certificate and a plaque as well. Thank you very much. We have a certificate and a plaque as well.
Round of applause. Congratulations, Mora. Keep it up. Thank you, Mr. Vice President. Next, we have the gentleman with the name Ronald Odhiambo Bwana. Is he here?
We inadvertently have Mr. Bwana citation mirrored for that of Mura, but we can assure you, Mr. Bwana wrote something on the rule of law. Can you tell us what you wrote about?
Good afternoon. I wrote about on constitutional avoidance. If you look at the cases emanating from the High Court, for example, on contract matters or matters touching on contracts between parties, most often the judges would say that, we are going to avoid the constitutional issues arising from those contracts, and sometimes they always say that we don't have jurisdiction, or when matters are filed at the Constitutional and Human Rights Division of the High Court, the judges there always refuse to exercise or decline to exercise jurisdiction. They always cite that doctrine of constitutional avoidance. But my paper, the thesis of my paper was that if you look at Article 10 on the national values and principles of governance, we have those values. Also, if you look at our constitutional architecture, you will find that the 2010 Constitution is a total constitution. It is a constitution that permeates all fields of law. And miracle. And because it permeates all fields of law, the doctrine of constitutional avoidance cannot be allowed to stand in our legal system. Thank you.
Si mimi nimesema ni yeye amesema. So Commissioner, this kutapatapa, sijui some things are political, they cannot be decided. That's the authority. Mr. Bwana, thank you very much. We will be calling on the CEO, my good friend and my brother. No, for me and you always remain the CEO. Apollo Mboya to come help us award Mr. Bwana on this. Thank you very much. We have a cash prize for Mr. Bwana that we will not disclose, but it's something steady. Thank you very much. And we also have a certificate and a plaque for Mr. Bwana. Thank you very much. We can also applaud the lady from the platform. Watu wetu ni wangwana, looking sharp and nice as well. Thank you very much. Asante sana. Thank you. Asante sana. Thank you very much. Thank you. Asante sana. Thank you very much, CEO.
I can invite Paul. Can we applaud the young students for their great writing skills and encourage other students to keep writing for the Platform magazine? Now allow me to invite... Oh. All the students, please come for a joint photo.
Yes. Joint photo, please. Bwana, Terry, nani yule mwingine? Mudei.
Mora.
Mora, eh? Please, harakisha kidogo kwa sababu ya muda. Asante sana. Carry your plaque and certificate as well. And keep your money safe. Stop with a good school. You'll get your money. Thank you very much. Asante sana. Next to the platform plaque, thank you very much. I'll have to stand on this side. Thank you very much. A round of applause for them.
The three of you, so you can remember.
You three, remain. Lazima ionekane.
Like the rest.
A round of applause.
Thank you very much. At this point, allow me to invite Mr. Paul Ngotho to come up on the stage. Mr. Ngotho is an author and is also an arbitrator and a chartered surveyor. And we have been seeing quite a bit of bashing about arbitration. And we expect that you're going to do something about it, Mr. Paul, in our next publication. Perhaps in February or January, we can deal with the issue of corruption in arbitration or how to improve that industry. Because there's far-reaching implication. When our country is perceived as corrupt in dispute resolution, then we all suffer. So we must be able to deal with these issues. So I welcome him. He's a great fan of CB Madan. Let's hear what he has to say about Madan.
How many minutes? Thank you very much, Eunice, for the introduction. Let me start by responding to the provocation regarding the arbitral process in Kenya. I have been writing about the integrity of arbitrators in Kenya and elsewhere for several years. I have written about, I remember there was a conference organized by Chartered Institute of Arbitrators in Mombasa, and I presented a paper on arbitrator integrity and said an arbitrator must be like Caesar's wife, absolutely above not reproach but suspicion. If you know the background to that saying, the issue was not actually reproach but suspicion. I've also written about arbitrator integrity in international arbitration and in international courts. By international courts, of course, the highest of them is ICJ, the International Court of Justice. It turns out that the ICJ statute prohibits the judges of that court from carrying out any private work as professionals. They can keep chickens, run matatus, but not professional work as lawyers and arbitrators. It's a strict prohibition in the statute which establishes the court. It turns out that for many years, the judges of that court have been moonlighting.
that is carrying out arbitration work outside the ICJ forum and in the process hearing privately cases similar to the ones coming before them in ICJ. I will not go further on that line, but let me just close that with a thought. A society which has got corrupt matatu touts, corrupt maize hawkers, corrupt city council askaris, corrupt teachers, corrupt chiefs, corrupt police officers, corrupt lawyers, corrupt judges. I don't know about presidents, but such a society cannot but have corrupt arbitrators. But it is up to the arbitral system in the country to come up with mechanisms to ensure that any arbitrator who has been found to be working corruptly is punished and removed from the system. Now, my presentation this afternoon is about Justice Madan's jurisprudence on the law of arbitration and the law of marriage. I am hoping to convince you that after you hear my presentation, you will be convinced that law schools should teach the law of arbitration and the law of families with respect to dissolution of marriage and custody of children should be taught differently. I had prepared some PowerPoints, but I can't see a connection, but that's not a problem. I have my notes here. I have already published an article in Chartered Institute of Arbitrators journal about arbitrability, marriage nullification, and custody of children in Kenya. That article is available online, so you can access it. My conclusions . Yeah, thank you, Eunice. She has just told me that I have 1 more hour. My conclusions in that paper are several. I will not go into them. I will just read them quickly. 1, party autonomy means power to the people. The people should decide which forum to take their disputes to. That right is inherent in the Constitution, but it's also related to the freedom of and from religion. Justice Madan decided several cases on arbitration, but I'll go straight to the third one, Nurani versus Nurani. This is simply the leading authority in terms of whether marital disputes related to nullification of marriage or custody of children can be arbitrated. The case is about the jurisdiction of Ismailia Muslims in-house tribunal in this regard. And in that decision, Madan answers or responds to 6 of the objections which have been raised against the possibility of arbitrators hearing such disputes. 1 is that the High Court has exclusive jurisdiction on nullification of marriage and custody of children. That is the first objection. And his response in that decision is, where a party has already submitted to the jurisdiction of the council, it is impossible for the same proceedings to be instituted in the High Court. Objection number 2. Religious tribunals lack police or enforcement powers. And the response is in that judgment, Nurani versus Nurani. Madan says, a disciplinary action ordered by a sectarian tribunal carries the immense might of moral sanctions imposed by the society through its power to order ostracism, excommunication, economic boycott, etc. So he says basically, the society has a different kind of police force, not the police force you are used to, and it can impose sanctions to enforce its decisions. Objection number 3, that laymen and women lack understanding in matters law. And Madan has not commented on that particular angle, but his colleague on the bench in that particular case was Justice Law. And Justice Law said, as far as the welfare of the children of the marriage is concerned, I see no reason at this stage to think that the council will not properly discharge its duty. Objection number 4 is that arbitration is for commercial disputes only. I'll not, maybe I should read what Madan said. I am not aware of any statutory provision which prohibits a set within the general society from setting up their own tribunal for the settlement of matrimonial disputes between its members. Objection number 5 is that the Children's Court has exclusive jurisdiction on custody of children. Madan answers as follows. It is incorrect statement of law that the High Court has exclusive jurisdiction under the Guardianship of Infants Act. It is incorrect to argue that the Council cannot apply the guardianship of the Infants Act. The sixth and last objection is violation of public policy. And Madan repeats, I am not aware of any statutory provision which prohibits a set within the general society from setting up its own tribunal, etc., etc. I'll skip several slides. And ask, was Madan aware that he was creating a landmark case when he wrote his judgment in Nurani versus Nurani? He provides 2 clues in that decision. He says, it is the first time that the issues ventilated here have been considered and decided by the Court of Appeal. Perhaps a service has been rendered to jurisprudence in Kenya. Then, when considering costs in Nurani versus Nurani, he says, perhaps a service has been rendered to jurisprudence in Kenya. Madan was definitely aware that he was setting a landmark case on this matter in Kenya. The next point, which I have pondered as I have looked at several cases decided by Madan, is, was Madan averse to case law? In Nurani versus Nurani, he has not cited a single authority, even though he admits that this matter has not been ventilated in this court previously. 0 authority. He simply uses common sense and logic. Now, in East Africa Power and Lighting Company versus Kilimanjaro, he cites 1 authority. In Esmailij versus Mystery, 1 authority. And in Gadigia versus Rushadi, 1 authority. Now, even in those 3 cases where he has cited one authority in each case, he merely cites the authority. He does not quote even a word from the authority, which I have found a little odd. Now, had Madan foreseen Article 159 2C of the Constitution? I have pondered that because he has decided his cases exactly as prescribed in the Constitution of Kenya 2010, which came decades after he made those decisions. So the answer is no. Why? Because he did not claim to have supernatural powers. So why pose the question at all? And it's because of the reason I have given above, that it's like he really complied with that provision. I'll now go to the last slide. And the context is that Christians and Christian denominations have not asserted their rights to determine issues related to marriage and custody of children outside court. Now, the venue of this lecture is, of course, Strathmore University Law School, which is owned by the Roman Catholic Church. I beg your pardon. I've been corrected. It's not. But is it related? Good. Let's settle for related. Now, that church has a very thorough canonical code on marriage and children. And I think it should pave the way, lead the way, as it did in another matter recently, in asserting the rights of the Christians to arbitrate their members' family disputes. Thank you very much.
I believe Mr. Ngodo's slides will be available to us, and it will enrich the library at Strathmore. So can we do better for moja, mbili, tatu? Asante sana. Now that the Catholic Church is associated with Strathmore, can we also clap for the Catholic Church? I'll tell you the reason why. Moja, mbili, tatu. The Catholic Church, yes, some weeks back said that we are not going to receive money from certain quarters that we cannot vouch for. Sindio? Sio ni sawa? Sindio? Asante sana. Now, Professor Louis G. Franceschi is going to deliver the annual CB Madan lecture. Before I read his citation and invite him here, may I recognize some people in the room. Students, have your eyes open. You'll be asking for pupillage. Zach Alahonya, managing partner, Alahonya and partners. Where are you, sir? Zach is my classmate and is a potential employer. You know where to send your pupillage applications. Mr. Mbok himself, Moses, from Mbok and Partners. You also send your pupillage applications over there. Catherine Mokanda, teacher at KU Law, a chair lady. She also has a law firm. You know where to send your applications. Now, it gives me the singular honor to read the citation to Professor Louis Franceschi, who will be delivering this year's CB Madan lecture. Professor Louis Franceschi is no stranger to Strathmore. He was previously here as a dean. He is a leading legal scholar, educator, innovator who has left an inedible mark on the legal profession, both in Africa and globally. I can confidently tell him that his text on constitutional law court, authored by Professor Piolo Lumumba, always comes in handy for us in arguments in the Constitutional Court. Thank you very much. You applaud him, please. As the founding dean at Strathmore University Law School, He helped build an institution that is today regarded as one of Africa's most respected and forward-thinking law school. That is true. Professor Franceschi is a passionate advocate for positive and disruptive innovation in legal education and is currently spearheading the Courts of the Future initiative. This project brings together academia, practitioners, governments, and judicial officers to transform how justice operation systems operate in Africa. Commissioner, the disruptive justice, you'll be interested in that. A recipient of numerous prestigious awards, Professor Franceschi was honored with the 2019 CB Madan Award for Legal Excellence, a testament to his exceptional contributions to the field. Makofi. He also received the 2018 Utumishi Bora National Award in Research and Writing and the 2016 Australian Award. His remarkable scholarship and influence in the field of constitutional law and public international law, particularly in the regulation of foreign affairs power, have earned him a reputation as a legal thinker and advisor. He has worked with national and international institutions, including the international and regional courts, the United Nations, the World Bank. Professor Franceschi has published extensively with some of his most recent works, including The Rule of Law, Human Rights and Judicial Control of Power, Judicial Independence and Accountability in Light of the Judiciary Code of Conduct and Ethics of Kenya, and The Authoritative, the Constitution of Kenya, a commentary, 2nd edition, co-authored together with Professor Pielo Lumumba. His scholarship continues to shape the legal discourse and inspire future generations of legal professionals. Additionally, he writes a weekly column for the Daily Nation newspaper, and he has conducted executive leadership courses for CEOs across more than 25 countries. In his personal life, Professor Franceschi is an avid mountaineer, having summited Mount Kenya, Mount Kilimanjaro, and the Rwenzori Mountains. Thank you, I didn't know that. Some of you cannot do 3 flights of stairs. He's done mountains. A better hand for Professor Franceschi. His physical pursuits mirror his intellectual journey. As the Assistant Secretary General of the Commonwealth, Professor Franceschi coordinates a wide range of programs across 56 member states, focusing on political governance, electoral reforms, judicial transformation, human rights, and countering extremism. He also serves as the CHOGM Conference Secretary, playing a key role in organizing and negotiating the Commonwealth's heads of state and government meeting. With expertise in judicial transformation, comparative constitutional law, and legal education innovation, Professor Franceschi continues to shape the future of law and governance. His leadership, both in academia and practice, influences legal systems across Africa and the Commonwealth. Ladies and gentlemen, let's be up and standing. Let's receive Professor Louis G. Franceschi to deliver this year's CB Madan Annual Lecture. Makofi, moja, mbili, tatu, until he gets here. Tena. Asante sana, Prof. Thank you.
That bio is longer than the lecture. Commissioner Jacqueline Guthia, representing the Chief Justice. Strathmore Law School Dean, Dr. Jane Wathuta. Madam President of the Law Society of Kenya, Faith Odhiambo. LSK Council members, senior counsels, awardees, esteemed guests. Emilia, the richest student in the room. Cecilia Wakesho, the best voice in the room. In fact, I think I have heard a voice in some of the Sauti Sol songs. 22 years and 5 months ago, Steven Spielberg released a movie called AI, Artificial Intelligence, a $95 million film which featured a robotic child, the first robot programmed to love. That was the advert. And the movie motto was, his love was real, he was not. Well, this movie put across a very simple yet deep message. The world is changing, but we are not. I'm here standing before you today as the Assistant Secretary General, and when Paul Ngozo said that Strathmore belonged to the Catholic Church, and I say no, it's because the same happens to me when people said the Commonwealth is a British post-colonial structure. I immediately say no, because the Commonwealth, which was born out of a relationship of colonizers and colonized, is today what it is thanks to 3 great African men and 1 European woman. The 3 African men are Kenneth Kaunda from Zambia, Julius Nyerere from Tanzania, and Kwame Nkrumah from Ghana. These 3 great men went to London in 1964 to tell the UK government, we are leaving the Commonwealth. Why are you leaving? Because we do not agree to be part of an institution that is based in the Foreign Office when we were fighting for independence. Because the Commonwealth was based under the Foreign and Commonwealth Office, which is the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the United Kingdom. And there was huge panic because that had a domino effect. And Queen Elizabeth II had the great foresight of saying, okay, don't leave, I give you Marlborough House, which is my palace, and where my grandmother died and my grandparents lived, to be the headquarters of the Commonwealth. And that got the Commonwealth out of the UK, and as an IGO, independent intergovernmental organization, to be what it is today, friendship with a purpose. A group of 56 equal countries where the former colonies could sit with the former colonizer with equal powers as one-to-one, talking the same language at the same level. And in fact, the beautiful hidden stories that we don't read is that the Commonwealth was instrumental in ending apartheid by having financed the anti-apartheid struggle and having been together hand in hand with Mandela for so many years, so much so that when he finished, when he was released from jail, he actually made sure that South Africa rejoined the Commonwealth immediately. And the Commonwealth financed the liberation war in Zimbabwe, that was Southern Rhodesia, and in Namibia. So it was a very beautiful and interesting story, which is usually unknown. And somehow the same happens to Strathmore, because it was instigated by Saint Jose Maria Escrivá, who put 4 conditions. When they came here, called by the nuncio, the Pope's representative in Eastern Africa, and the nuncio said, you have to do something for Africans who do not have access to university education. And 4 people, very, very high top professionals from Harvard, from Oxford, came here to see what could be done, and they said, we are starting a college for African Catholics. And Saint Jose Maria said, no way. And he put 4 conditions. 1, it should be open to all races. And that was unheard of because Nairobi was an apartheid city where you needed a permit to enter during the day if you were an African. And you had zoning. Africans lived outside the city, Europeans lived in the city, Asians live in Parkland and Pangani, for example, etc. The second condition, it should be open to all religions, unheard of, because you had school for Catholic Africans, Catholic Asians, Catholic, Europeans. You had school for Protestants, Asians, Africans and Europeans, Muslims, etc. So no, all together, because we have to learn to live together and respect each other. And the third condition was it should not belong to the church. All schools were in the hands of churches. And St. Josemaria said, no, it has to be for the people, from the people. And a public charitable trust had to be set up to own the school. In fact, when Strathmore was going to be nationalized, because all these church schools were nationalized, they couldn't nationalize Strathmore, because Strathmore belonged not to a church, but to a public charitable trust, composed of people also of different faiths. And the fourth condition was students must pay something. Why? Because in the missionary schools, the idea was that these people, the parents, used to complain, they have stolen my children and taken them to something called school. And it was not a project of the parents. Well, by making parents pay something small, even if on scholarship, you have to sell a cow or a goat, that is my project. And from then on, they started fighting for the children to go to school because I pay for you, you cost me a cow, now you produce results. Interesting, even here in the law school, we did that. I can disclose the name because he will be happy if he hears it, with Edward Paranta, student who came from deep inside Maasai land. He had never been to Nairobi, and Edward came to study here with 100% scholarship. His family, they were fighting him. Why are you not here? Why are you not helping us? We spoke to him, we spoke to the parents, we agreed to reduce the scholarship to 80%, and the father panicked, and he had to sell 2 cows, and from then on, what are you doing here? Edward, go to school. You cost me 2 cows, and 2 cows for a Maasai, deep inside that place is a lot of money. So we have these beautiful stories that have built society, and the history of Kenya is very much like that. It's made of beautiful stories. Stories that I see in the eyes of many of the people sitting here. Some of them whom I met as students, not just in university, but even before that in secondary school, like John Wambugu, who is now a father of the school and a husband of the school. And I met him when he was in school in those days before he even joined Parkland's law school. Well, that's the story of the country, and that's the story of C.V. Madan. The story of beautiful, heroic acts that cost him his position because great men and women are not ready to sell their life and their honor for a position. Going on, and why I began with this movie of Steven Spielberg? Well, partly because there is something we are not looking into, and is legal education in the modern age. And I will say here that knowledge transfer innovation is not happening. There should be collaboration, there should be innovation hubs and incubators, and case study has to be pushed ahead. Talent pipeline and skill development, internships and placements, customized programs, guest lectures and workshops, commercializing research, spin-off companies, licensing and patents of innovations by students and for students, lifelong learning and upskilling, continuous education, and executive education, and finally, sustainability and future-proofing. And you will say, what is he telling us about legal education? I am telling you about legal education, what ChatGPT told me to say, and it cost me 1.2 seconds to get this answer. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am disposable. The ideas I have given you in legal education, for legal education now, cost me 1.2 seconds in ChatGPT. We are going to become disposable. The world is changing, but we are not. The world is changing institutions are reluctant to change. Dell Technologies concluded that 80 to 85% of jobs that will exist in 2030 have not been created yet. That's somehow scary. But we are seeing now many new jobs that 10 years ago did not exist. If I think of quantum programmer, climate change scientist, rocket design architect, spacecraft pilots, autonomous vehicle designers, I mean, unbelievable. In San Francisco, I took a Waymo. It's a car with no driver. It's scary. And the steering wheel moves on its own. And the thing takes you from A to B because it's like, basically like Uber, but with no driver. And you say, well, it's happening. Blockchain crypto specialists, cultured meat farmers, hazardous waste engineers, nostalgists, who basically do interior designing according to the years you remember if you have Alzheimer, like the 60s, 40s, 30s. Telesurgeon, garbage designer, simplicity experts, Zoom experts. There are people making money out of training others for Zoom somehow expertise. And you say, well, before 2020, many of us had never heard of Zoom. Zoom was something you did on a camera. Downloading, you did from a plane. Uploading or from a lorry, the same thing. Well, and in Africa, we had 4 professions. There were 4 choices for children. You could be a lawyer, an engineer, a doctor, or a disgrace to the family. Well, times are changing, but sometimes we are not. Times are changing, universities, courts, governments are not, and they are resistant to change. International institutions, multinational institutions like the Commonwealth, we are reluctant to change. And I usually tell people, look, 160 years ago, when the first multilateral institution was formed, and it was the International Telegraph Union, because it was the first time that information was traveling faster than men and women. And then you have to reach an agreement. How is this read, and how will this be harmonized so that we achieve the aim? Well, a multilateral institution was formed with a secretariat. And this is how they have mushroomed the League of Nations, the United Nations, and all the UN system, etc., the African Union. So expensive institutions which have to be set up with international salaries in either dangerous or expensive places. For what? For communication and dealings between countries. Well, but sorry to say, I know that the presidents and prime ministers of the Commonwealth have a WhatsApp group, and they communicate by WhatsApp in many cases. So why do I have to keep an expensive secretariat in London when I can communicate through WhatsApp? Well, I foresee that in the next 10 years, there will be many surprises in the national and international sector. The world is changing, but we are reluctant to change. The biggest companies, 6 corporations in the world in terms of capitalization, did not exist a few years ago. Apple was a fruit. Alphabet was something you do to learn to read. Amazon was a forest. Meta was a philosophical word, Greek word, and Tesla was a crazy inventor who had died. Well, these companies are today the biggest corporations in the world. I mean, Apple's capitalization is bigger, is larger than the whole of Africa and the UK combined. Well, this is scary. This is happening. The world is changing. We are reluctant to. In education, governments, multilateral systems, and justice. So, if we think a little bit of what is happening currently, not just that Trump has been elected, oh my God, or that the war in Syria is finished, thank God, what's next? or that the Middle East conflicts, all those things are concerning, certainly. They are changing the world and they are driving the world either in the right or the wrong direction. But there are changes which sometimes pass unnoticed. One of them was the removal of Trump from Twitter 5 years ago or 6 years ago, when he was removed from Twitter. I say, well, everyone celebrated because Trump was really annoying us with crazy tweets. But I ask myself and I ask people, who removed him and did he have a power of redress? Because that's very interesting. He was removed by somebody in a boardroom without any power of redress, and that's scary because those people in the boardroom can make the right or the wrong decision and we cannot complain. Or for example, when Uber was created, incredible innovation. It was a bridge between the client and the place I want to go and the person who had the car, removing the taxi from the equation. Because nobody wants a taxi. You want to go to a place. You don't want a taxi driver. You want to get to home or you want to get to a meeting. In the same way, no one wants a lawyer. You want justice. When you buy, and this is something that Richard Susskind always tells in his talks, and he is the special envoy of the Commonwealth Secretary General for Justice and AI, says, nobody wants a drill. It doesn't matter. You buy a drill, you choose the best one. Why? Because you want a hole in the wall. The day you can get a wall in the hole without a drill, you will stop buying a drill. So the day we can get justice without lawyers, we'll stop hiring lawyers. And this could happen in a way. When they tell me about justice transformation, I don't think of putting TVs and cameras in courtrooms. That was done already, and some of them are gathering dust. It's very difficult to, because you may be enhancing a mess that has to be changed. But eBay has an icon for dispute resolution, and in average, they resolve 65 million cases, disputes per year. Hey, the day our elders in the chambers discover that you can resolve disputes in a different way, the judiciary may be left jobless. Of course, it will not happen, it's not so simple, but certainly the same way Uber changed the transport system forever, and if you had a taxi, you had to join Uber. Here they banned some Uber some years ago before Uber just took over. Well, the same could happen to our justice system, the Uber of justice. That is something we are looking for. Elon Musk is causing a revolution in communications that will cause the Uber of communications, because he started saying, we are going to Mars, we are sending rockets up there. And everyone was very happy. My God, the rockets come back and they are nice and they land and you can reuse them. But what Elon Musk was doing was pumping the space with satellites. And today, Elon Musk owns 60%, has 60% of the power of the satellite communications in the world. So it's very interesting because they own 6,426 satellites out of the somehow 10,000, 11,000 satellites that are in orbit. And he's still sending more. And of course, Starlink is doing something very interesting that is undercutting the service providers. I mean, Vodafone, Safaricom, etc., will have no job because they don't own the satellites. And the CEO of MTN was telling me some time ago from South Africa, telling me, no, Starlink or Tesla will not take over because we pay a lot of taxes to governments. And what makes you think that him who owns the satellites cannot pay more taxes? Well, and that's what's happening. Starlink will somehow cut through, and let alone if one day, and this is a rumor and confirmed, if Tesla designs a mobile phone, well, I mean, it's over. It's connected to the satellites. Roaming is not there anymore. It will be very cheap because satellites, when you own the hardware, becomes much cheaper. But I am sometimes I pray they may actually design a mobile phone and produce it. And I told the president of Starlink this, and his eyes were going wild, so I hope they do it. Well, in the Commonwealth, we are looking for the Uber of education, justice, and governance. And if I focus on this Uber of education, flip the classroom, the new generation of students will not be the ones who give the right answers. In the same way, the new generation of lawyers are not the ones who give the right advice, but the ones who ask the right questions. I mean, AI is so powerful that now it will be very, very difficult to judge a student by the answers because they can get them from AI. But the answers will be driven by the questions you ask. So the exams will be, did you ask the right question? It's very interesting. Here in SLS, we had a very interesting approach. And basically was getting the students out of the law to see the law in context. And this has to be done in very simple ways. And one of the ways we did it was to make sure the students realized that they were studying law in a context, in a classroom, in a building, with people who were not necessarily lawyers. And we did something many years ago that was very interesting. And I hope we continue doing this. You know, the beautiful thing here in Strathmore is that after you leave, things improve. When, for example, I left, we didn't have these lights here, these screens, and then you can see how things keep on improving and are well maintained, which is a good thing. But once I said, we are going to ask the students in an exam a bonus question. And the exams office started fighting us. Why bonus question? This is not allowed. And we produced, as good lawyers, all the regulations. There was nothing against bonus questions. If you want to answer it, you do. If you don't, no problem. And the question was, what is the name of the lady? This was in the little building because we were still there. What's the name of the lady who cleans the building every morning? Oh my God, what's the name of this lady? And it was 5 points. They didn't know the name. And immediately after the exam, they were all rushing to the lady. What's your name? What's your name? And her name was Jacqueline. And Jacqueline is sitting here. Jacqueline, stand up. And Jacqueline, you can sit. Think if you want. Jacqueline was cleaning the building every morning, and then suddenly, what's happening? Everyone is interested. Yes, because she is the one who was making it possible for us to sit in places that were clean, well-maintained, orderly. And Jacqueline has a daughter who is finishing secondary school soon, and then one day she brought, when Willie Mutunga came to visit, her daughter came and met Willie Mutunga, and we hope she does very well in school because we promised her with Willie Mutunga, I hope Dean you can help us keep the promise, that she will get a scholarship to study here. And you know, that's the beauty of lawyers. We cannot be an element taken out of the world, making decisions that actually cause greater damage to society. We are there for justice, and justice is always operating in a context. Well, of course, critical thinking, classicals, history. If we don't understand yesterday, we cannot somehow, if we don't read yesterday, we do not understand today, we cannot predict tomorrow. So all these, the formation of character, prudence, courage, self-control, justice, well, going back to the basics, always, and trying to make students be really linked to the environment where they are, and this is why Dean Wathuta has set up this law clinic, which is, she said a red building. She was being optimistic, it's a red container. And fantastic, because the whole of Kibra can now pass by there and get their problems at least discussed And the law students are so entrepreneurial and so engaged that they will see, well, this is something serious. This has to be seen by a true lawyer. And this is changing Kenya. I mean, Kenya is the light, really, is one of the lights in the Commonwealth. When I was here, I was one of those Kenyans on Twitter. Oh, disaster, this, and now we may be saying things, Ruto must go. When you are in London, you realize, hey, you know, Kenya is, my goodness, is doing well. It should be doing much better. And that's why we should not be conformist. That's why I fully agree with Faith when she fights. You know, she may not know, but when they appointed us to a task force to look into the debt of Kenya some months ago, some of us, I don't know if you were consulted, I was not, but we found ourselves being gazetted, and fantastic, let's help the country. But then suddenly Faith said, I'm not with you guys because this is unconstitutional. These are the characteristics of the job given by the Constitution to the Auditor General. And this made us meet and say, okay, guys, we cannot start working because this will be taken to court. And actually, we spent 2 informal meetings because the task force could not meet formally. And we wrote a letter to the Attorney General, the former Attorney General now, and to the President, and we explained why we had done it. Faith will never know because, well, now she knows, but we never told her that her attitude, her tantrum, some people read it as a tantrum, actually triggered change. Well, many times it will not be a tantrum in social media, many times will be in different ways, in different shapes, but certainly we all have the possibility of triggering change. And you will never know this, but the revolution that happened here in July is what triggered a revolution in Bangladesh. And in Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina had to run for her life. And now they have a chief advisor who is the prime minister, but cannot call himself prime minister because he's not elected, and they don't have provision in the constitution for emergency government. So he is the chief advisor, Mohammed Yunus. Very nice guy. And I was in Bangladesh before I came here because Yunus met us in Baku and said, please come. We need help with constitutional reforms, with law reform. Our youth are going on rampant. I mean, they want decisions. The way they pray is, God, give me patience, and I want it now. So it's a bit difficult. Then the change of justice, the Uber of justice. Well, we may have to stop thinking of court processes as we envision them today, of law practice as we do it today. The future is rich. How will it change? We don't know. It's very difficult to know, or at least I don't, but I see incredible changes happening. And believe you me, some of the innovation that will take over the justice sector in Kenya is happening at committee. I was in committee prison on the 29th of November. It's actually what brought me here to Kenya this time. Because we had a graduation of 29 inmates. Some of them have been in jail for 20 years, and they have done law, and through a program with the University of London, where Justice Defender is organizing it, and Strathmore and other universities are collaborating, KU, inmates are getting law degrees. And 2 of those graduating inmates, who graduated now some years ago, have been admitted to the bar in the recent admission a week ago. So, and this is life-changing because they have gone from bars to bar. And they have had to change the law in Kenya because we were preventing prisoners from being admitted to the bar. And well, now this has changed because they fought for discrimination. They say, well, if you don't trust your correctional services, then I cannot be admitted as an advocate. This is absurd. I should be admitted because I have fulfilled my time in jail, and they are already released. They were granted presidential pardon, and these are people who had been in this parole. I actually met them 10 years ago when they were in death parole in committee as prisoners and they were beginning law. Well, there are very many beautiful stories. Kenya is shining, is giving example. We also had a graduation in Luzira, and we told them, you have to change your law, because there you are not allowed to be admitted. You have to change your law and get the example from Kenya. The same as Faith is telling them now, with the issue of Martha Karua, who was not allowed to represent Kiza Besije, whom I went to see in Luzira prison. And anyway, we are also looking for innovation in governance. Governments cannot continue functioning as they were functioning 10, 15, or 100 years ago. And it's very sad to see how governance is remaining behind the realities of today. And the solution for many presidents has been to govern by Twitter or by X, and that's not a solution, because you are jumping very many steps that are necessary for transparency purposes. So all these innovations are taking place, the world is changing, but our institutions are not. Finally, perhaps to make ourselves aware that in going for globalization, we have vandalized the greatest things we had on this earth, in education, in justice, in governance. For example, if we look at the coffee trade, 2.25 billion cups of coffee are drunk every day in the world. I mean, this is 137 million 60 kilograms bags are moved around. Well, there is coffee everywhere, at any time, in any place. So coffee somehow has lost its incredible, unique value it had in the past. Toblerone. Toblerone was something that we got when somebody came from Switzerland as a gift. Now you can go to Naivasha, a kiosk in the corner of Lex to Naivasha, and they have Toblerone. So of course, Toblerone has lost its interest. Chapati. You know, I mean, chapati is the incredible thing that you can only get here as they are made here or in Uganda, which are a bit better because they are bigger. Well, now you can eat chapati in London because there is flour and well, fast food and slow digestion is the common norm of today. So all this has vandalized the beautiful things we appreciated in the past and we are not appreciating today. And I think when I look at the life of C.V. Madan, was a person who really appreciated the theory and the practice of the law to the detail of making it beautiful and making his life an example of somebody who is really trying to achieve what law was supposed to achieve, justice at any cost. And as I finish, I would say, are we going to be replaced because AI will come in place? Says no. AI will not replace human beings, but as a Harvard professor said, human beings with AI will replace human beings with no AI. So better start learning how to use it. We have the empathy AI doesn't have, the friendship that AI doesn't have, the forgiveness AI doesn't have, the magnanimity, greatness of heart AI doesn't have, and perhaps the humility AI doesn't have. And that is why that robot designed by Steven Spielberg in the movie AI 22 years ago cannot replace really any child, because if his love was real but he was not, his life cannot be real because it's a contradiction. But however, we have to look into this. We are not disposable also because, as Cicero said many years ago, and I like repeating this again and again to the students, the wise are instructed by reason, ordinary minds by experience. the stupid by necessity, and brute by instinct. And this differentiation on how we behave and we react makes the difference. We are called to be reasonable, and that is perhaps the greatest lesson we can take from CB Madan. To be reasonable in the face of the law, in the face of society, so that we may be reasonable when we deal with justice. We cannot guarantee success, but we guarantee failure by giving up. So that's not an option. Thank you very much.
Wow. We can do better. Moja? Mbili? Tatu? Serious lessons learned. I think I took 3 important points from that lecture. Disruption and adaptation. AI is here with us. I teach the law. I tell you, I can no longer confidently tell my students, take home an assignment and give me results, because I don't know where the response will come from. But I've been given tidbits as to how to gauge and ask them questions. And the story of Jacqueline is a good example. Who is the person who cleans your room for you? Who is that lady who serves you tea? Lawyers, in our haughty language and arrogance, sometimes we forget the most important things. Humility, that was the spirit exemplified by Madan, and we have been reminded about in the lecture. Hope and resilience. Things sometimes don't go the way we want, but there's always a blicker, a flash of hope, and Professor Franceschi has reminded us that quite well. And there's hope, Professor, because today, one of the reasons I came in late, Commissioner Ngutia's employees served me with a notice yesterday at 7 p.m. It was only brought to my attention at about 9 o'clock in the morning, and I had to receive a judgment that I was dreading to receive for some reasons I'll not declare. But when the judgment was read, the judgment is today quite monumental. So if you see politicians raving and raging mad on Twitter and on TV, the message has landed. You can no longer borrow money on behalf of this republic without accounting. So there is hope, and we will cling on to that hope. And trust me, we will soldier on. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much to Professor Franceschi. On behalf of our chairperson, Gitobui Manyara, who is attending to some medical urgency. He was not here, for those who are not here. Honorable Imanyara was meant to be here with us, but he had to rush to some medical urgency, and the platform is represented ably here. Where are those from the platform? Please rise. Those from the platform. Apart from Faith, who told me she has an injury somewhere. So don't think the platform is a small outfit. Eh? Please clap for them. These are the people who make it work. Faith is the cog behind everything. Unfortunately, she is seated because of a knee injury. We have Marangu, we have Kitobui Manyara and others who are not here. But these guys work for free, pro bono, for us to deliver the platform every week. Thank you, guys. Now, we are going towards the tail end. And it's time for us to award this year's CB Madan Prize for the year 2024, sorry. The 12th CB Madan Prize ceremony. And before we award that, I want to read the citation for this year's laureate. My friend, the President of the Law Society of Kenya. This lady is a young mother. buffeted from all corners, hardly sleeps, always has to attend to calls. People will call her for all manner of things. Madam President, my office is being closed. Madam President, I'm going for a Horatio. Madam President, my mother is sick in hospital. Madam President, I didn't have food yesterday. And she's a mother, somebody's wife, who has to juggle all these balls and yet deliver as president of the Law Society, heading over 20,000 plus lawyers. And the vice president can tell you we are not an easy bunch to work with. Everybody has an opinion. So, the Platform magazine is proud to announce that Faith Moni Odhiambo, the president of the Law Society of Kenya, is a recipient for the 2024 CB Madan Award. A hand of applause. This accolade is named in honor of the revered former Chief Justice CB Madan and recognizes exceptional commitment to the rule of law, human rights, and constitutionalism. Values that have defined Miss Odhiambo's impactful tenure as president of the Law Society of Kenya. In the spirit of Chief Justice C.B. Madan's enduring legacy, Faith Moni Odhiambo has demonstrated unwavering dedication to upholding the rule of law, defending human rights, and safeguarding constitutionalism, at times in the face of sustained personal attacks on her and great discomfort. Under her leadership as the president of the Law Society, and during one of the most challenging periods in the nation's history, she has led the society with boldness and vision, and leading the charge in ensuring that state agencies operate within the boundaries erected by the Constitution. And she can assure you, some of us, her lieutenants, don't make it easy for her. We need statements, we need things done, and she has delivered. Under her leadership, the LSK has initiated numerous legal actions against the government bodies that have breached the law. Beyond the courtroom, Faith Odhiambo's hands-on approach in advocating for the release of peaceful protesters who were illegally detained for participating in the Gen Z-led demonstrations against the Finance Bill 2023-2024 has marked her as a visible champion of the rule of law. Her vocal advocacy for a government grounded in democratic and accountable governance, along with her commitment to protecting human rights for all, has cemented her place as a defender of the Constitution's values and principles. Through her stewardship, the LSK has regained its stature as a protector of public interest and a guardian of constitutional governance. Faith Odhiambo's leadership embodies the spirit of public service, accountability, and dedication to justice that Chief Justice Madan represented, making her the deserving recipient of the 2024 CB Madan Award. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been sitting for a while. Could we rise as we invite Ms. Faith Moni Odhiambo to receive her CB Madan that will be awarded to her by the Commissioner and Dean Strathmore. Please come to the stage. The Dean as well. Where's my prize? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, here, the platform. Next to our banner here. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2024 12th CB Madan Prize winner, Ms. Faith Odhiambo. Makofi. Moja, mbili, tatu. Asante sana. Thank you very much. We will ask Ms. Moni and the Dean and the Commissioner to, have we taken the photographs? Are those enough? Thank you. To take their seats as I observe LSK protocols here as well. It will be remiss of me to, where's my brother Miracle? Miracle, come help me here. I want to invite the Vice President of the Law Society of Kenya to say jambo and to invite the laureate for this year, Ms. Moni, to deliver her remarks. Vice President. The Vice President will welcome Ms. Moni.
Distinguished guests, good afternoon. If you may have noticed, the first time I came on the stage, I used this shorter path. But then as going on, I was informed that the male colleagues were flaunting the rules of decorum by taking the shorter cut, and that is why I had to use the longer cut. I have the distinguished honor of inviting the President of the Law Society of Kenya, the 12th awardee of the CB Madan Award. But before I invite her, I will want to take this opportunity, first of all, to thank the law school, Strathmore University Law School, for hosting this auspicious occasion, and the students. I am extremely delighted to be here. I have learned the historical part of, or the historical context, which now makes sense as to why this great institution and the halls of pursuance of higher education exist here. And I must say, as you clap for yourselves at Strathmore University, that this is an institution of academic excellence. Please clap for yourselves. I have also learned that, and it is a realization which was a conundrum. In fact, thank you, Professor Franceschi, for clarifying this, that indeed there is an opportunity, an equal opportunity in the pursuance or the pursuit of legal education, even for those behind bars. And the conundrum that we had faced, especially as a council under Section 13, was the issue as to the certificate of moral fitness. But you have extremely enlightened me today on the confidence that if our institutions, our correctional institutions, do not serve the purpose of correcting the values that had deferred, then there will not be a purpose of having them at all. And I am extremely delighted that that cohort would break the ceiling in what we call legal excellence, as well as champions, future champions on the rule of law. Colleagues and friends, allow me to make a small remark that one thing that is common in the Commonwealth is the common identity of the members, but not the wealth. The wealth is different, and this will be highlighted, I know, a lot by the Iron Lady that chairs the Council of the Law Society of Kenya. She is an extremely remarkable person. I have known her outside the council, I have known her in the council, and I have now known her as the president of the Law Society of Kenya. She has everything that I do not have, in everything that is serious, in everything that is extremely, extremely powerful and authoritative. I eager to emulate her. She has been our steer, she has been our captain, she has done well for the Law Society. The Law Society has found a place that it had or may have departed for a while now. She has corrected that narrative, and she is doing well for the people of Kenya. This has been attested by all those who spoke before me. And as you all know, behind a successful woman like her, there is usually a very, very non-successful man like myself. Allow me to take this opportunity. Please, let's rise as I invite to the stage Faith Odhiambo Moni, the President of the Law Society of Kenya. As you can see, I'm still afraid.
Commissioner Ngutia representing the Chief Justice. Our keynote speaker, allow me to ride on the protocols as were previously pronounced. My seniors who are present, happy to see you so much. Senior Maema, Apollo, Katarina Handa, my partner at the farm, Moses, Eunice Lumalas, my friends sitting here at the front, Patricia and Barbara. Support also of my vice president. I know some of the council members are busy elsewhere, but they would have loved to be here. All the students and my colleagues present. Good afternoon. Allow me to read the speech, but I'll also reflect and also mentioning a few things that Dr. Louis Franceschi had stated that I found quite instrumental and quite good for a bit of reflection. It said that humility is not thinking less of yourself, but thinking of yourself less. Tonight, I stand here to accept this prestigious CB Madan Award. I don't know, are you feeling the echo? I don't know how to... let's proceed, but I hope they see how to deal with it. I'm confronted with the paradox of humility and pride. Pride in being part of this profession that is rich in history, so deeply rooted in the principles of justice and humility, is being recognized among the titans of this noble calling. Allow me to begin by expressing my heartfelt gratitude to the platform for law, justice, and societal commitment, Strathmore University, and the distinguished sponsors and stakeholders whose dedication to the rule of law and constitutionalism makes this occasion possible. To share a platform with the luminaries whose names grace the roll of honor of the CB Madan Prize is both humbling and daunting. Justice CB Madan was not just a jurist, he was a beacon of judicial philosophy, a purveyor of common sense, clothed in robes of legal rigor. He was a legacy that taught us that justice is not a privilege for the powerful, but the birthright of the downtrodden. When Justice Madan once remarked, "The law is not an end to itself, but it's a means to an end." He may well have been giving us the roadmap to navigate the legal minefields of our own times. My favorite anecdote about him is not the brilliance of his judgments, though they sparkle in the annals of our legal history, but the simplicity with which he lived his life. They say he was often seen strolling to his office with a quietness that belied the systematic impact that he had on the judicial landscape. As I accept this award, I cannot help but wonder if my occasional strolls from court chambers qualify me as a worthy heir to his legacy, or merely as someone trying to hit her daily step counts. Receiving an award named after an unsung hero is in itself an invitation to introspection. Who are the unsung heroes of our time? The whistleblower who risks it all for accountability, the clerk who stays late ensuring judgments are typed so that justice is not delayed, and notably for what I'm being recognized, part of my achievements is the Gen Z protesters who turned out in outrage into action, from tweets to streets, transforming their social media platforms into tools of education, mobilization, and fact-checking. They are the young Kenyans who armed themselves with nothing but their smartphones, braved tear gas and intimidation to occupy the streets, demanding accountability and a fairer society. As Dr. Louis Franceschi was talking about Elon Musk and Starlink, the reason why it creates a big controversy is today the question of the power of communication and agencies of the state trying to control that communication, access to your private data, and being able to track you. The beauty or the difference of satellite is they cannot tap into that communication. Makes it difficult to track you unless you set up your location through different apps. And so Elon Musk has become a revolutionary that will be not only a challenge for governments to control, in the positive side for those fighting for change in our society, and possibly negative for terrorism and other acts. And so it's a challenge, but the reality is it is here. And if we're talking about Elon Musk controlling 60%, for me, I'm a commercial lawyer, it raises the question, is that now going to be deemed as an essential facility that ought to be available to other providers for use in the market? And the inevitable change, because once they develop phones that are able to tap into satellite, we will not be paying the outrageous rates we see when you're traveling out of the country. And more so, it will bring an invaluable change to competition in the telecoms market. So these were the unsung black heroes that wore their stylish outfits, had incredible hairdos and nails that were well done, not just as a statement of identity, but as a symbol of defiance and unity. With their ripped jeans and cool dance moves, they transformed protest into a vibrant cultural moment, blending resistance with rhythm. They danced in the face of adversity, showing that even amidst struggle, there is room for joy, resilience, and creativity. I say in truth that if we read our history books, when you grow up, you realize how you felt cheated. When you read the history of your first president and some of the purported leaders that are in the halls of your history books, you realize and you learn a lot. And you realize that those heroes, some the depiction is true, some the depiction is not. But the reality is they are found, it's those who are able, who had the power of the pen and power, were able to write that history. Today, social media has changed that. The Gen Zs are able to write a new history. People will never forget the young heroes who went out to the streets. The way they collaborated, they created apps, they were able to create routes and how you move along with safety. They changed and they transformed protests as we know it. And the most beautiful and amazing thing that I found about it that inspires me as well is that it was not tribally motivated. It wasn't you versus me motivated. It wasn't wealth motivated. It was change-oriented for accountability and transparency, which brought people from different walks of life, the haves and the have-nots, into one space, into one room. Young men and women saying that despite those who could afford bail, resisting to be freed until all of them got out together. And you'd see scenes of parents at police stations crying and telling their children that, no, we have to leave. And some would tell their mom, no, I'm okay, you just go home. I'll be fine. I'm with my other colleagues in here. And that amazed me and humbled me. Because in the face of fear, in the face of adversity, you always think of how do I self-preserve? How do I take care of me? And in truth, the parents came to build their own children. but their own children were transforming that thought view. And so those small actions were transforming the movement. And as Louis was telling me, was saying, I'll get back to that, but the reality is it changed the movement to the fact that now mothers of Gen Zs got to the streets, and the other generations also got to the streets because of the ideals that the Gen Zs were able to change into the minds and the hearts of others. And so these are the real brave heroes. We do not forget the advocates who during the Gen Z protest braved cold nights, defied tear gas, and stood tall in the face of intimidation, harassment, and even arbitrary arrests. They are the ones that tirelessly move from one corner of the city to another, often sacrificing their own comfort and safety to ensure that rights are protected and justice upheld. I really want to commend particularly the young advocates at the Law Society of Kenya, because when we made a call, they came out in large numbers in all parts of the country. And even we had seniors coming out to assist. And that in essence also renewed my view of the Law Society of Kenya and the impact of advocates in the society. Because for somebody to close their office doors, move out to go and make a difference, not expecting money, because if you're not in your desk billing and working on documentation and going to court, you're not making money. But going out to the different police stations to help others and expecting nothing in return. So I really say those are our great heroes. These are the heroes who showed us that the rule of law is not just a principle in books, but a living, breathing force carried forward by those with unwavering resolve and dedication. Their bravery reminds us that justice does not sleep, and it finds its strongest defenders in those who refuse to let fear silence their commitment to what is right. This afternoon, I received this honor, and it's not just an individual award, but as a representative of countless others who have toiled in the shadows, often in anonymity, to hold the delicate fabric of justice together. These are the advocates who work tirelessly behind the scenes, the human rights defenders as well that we worked hand in hand with, the community organizers who rallied for better tomorrow, and every citizen who chose courage over complacency. It's their quiet sacrifices, unyielding commitment, and unwavering belief in the principle of fairness and equality that inspire this moment. This recognition is as much theirs as it is mine, a tribute to all those who labor for justice without the expectation of applause, but simply because it's the right thing to do. I want to say that I remember when we were appointed to the task force, and later on Louis Franceschi, Dr. Louis called me to ask me about it and were you aware? And I confirmed to him that I hadn't been consulted, and he told me him as well, so maybe everyone else was picked randomly. And I remember the chair didn't have my phone number, and she later asked you for my phone number. And the funny thing is that when the statement goes out, they form a WhatsApp group, and they asked me to join the WhatsApp group, and I asked the chair, why should I join? Yet I've already given a statement. Then she says, it's important we just join and have a meeting of mine. So I joined. Then the same day in the afternoon, they asked me to leave the WhatsApp group because I'm making people uncomfortable. And now I sort of understand when he says that I was throwing the word tantrum. So maybe those were the discussions had in there that they couldn't have with me in there. And so I laughed and asked the chair, you're the one who asked me to join, and I didn't want to join. And now you're asking me to leave. I said, it's interesting, but I left all the same. As the president of the Law Society of Kenya, I'm keenly aware that our profession sits at the intersection of privilege and duty. Lawyers are the architects of justice, the scribes of democracy, and occasionally the unwelcome messengers of inconvenient truths. Do we agree? Yet ours is a profession steeped in hope and the hope that the law can be an instrument of transformation. This award reaffirms my commitment and indeed the society's commitment to fearlessly defend constitutionalism, amplify the voices of marginalized, and demand accountability from power, be it state or non-state actors. Permit me a moment of levity. When I informed my colleagues at the Law Society that I was receiving this award, some of them quipped, "I hope this doesn't mean that you're retiring," but not a chance. There's still much more petitions to file. Ogada will tell you, they always, we need to file this, we need to file this, we need to file this. Too many cases to argue and far too many courtrooms to light up with the legal wit that our advocates always bring to the table, or so I'd like to believe. The work that lies ahead is immense, but so is the resolve. Let us carry forward the spirit of Justice Madan, a spirit of courage, innovation, and unyielding faith in the transformative power of the law. Let us remain steadfast for the fight of justice, not as a sprint, but a marathon. And something interesting that, as I was reading about Justice Madan, was that some of his decisions he relied immensely on common sense rather than reliance on precedent. In an era where precedent has ceased to be the order of the day in this country, I urge that our judicial officers should exercise some of the spirit of Justice Madan. Let us start churning out precedents by exercising common sense, legal wit, and applying ourselves. The challenge that I have sometimes as I sit in my office and I get a lot of complaints, not only from the membership, but also members of the public, is who are we loyal to? When we sing the national anthem, particularly to our leaders, do we remember that this is our country, this is our home? It's in our best interest that our country remains peaceful. It's in our best interest that our country prospers. It's in our best interest that we see our country, growing to the next level. Sometimes, as it was raised by Dr. Louis Franceschi about people saying that, oh, Trump has won, oh my God. The thing is that Trump is selfish, but selfish to his country and to see profits growing in his country, to see deals that bring prosperity to his country. He says that the policy, particularly dealing with African countries, shall be focused on economics and what benefits their country, trying to foster and reassure that the dollar will be the currency that will be in use. My question is, do we think, or do our national leaders think the same? Because when our country grows, they also benefit. And that's my call to action. We need to remember where our loyalty stands. Is it to self? Is it to God and country? I dedicate this award to every Kenyan who dreams of a society governed not by the whims of men, but by the rule of law. To every lawyer who enters the courtroom armed with nothing but the Constitution and conviction, and to Justice Madan, who reminds us that the law is at its most noble when it serves the people. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for this recognition. As we close this moment of reflection and celebration, let us honor the indelible legacy of Madan QC, a man whose brilliance illuminated the darkest corners of injustice and whose courage carved pathways for the rule of law to prevail. In his words, Justice is not a cloistered virtue. It must be both seen and done. May we in our work and in our lives embody this unwavering commitment to fairness, integrity, and humility. Let his example remind us that true greatness lies in service and that the law is not merely an instrument but a calling, a sacred duty to uplift humanity. And so as we go forth, inspired by his memory and guided by his wisdom, to ensure that justice remains not just a promise, but a lived reality for all, may we continue to honor his legacy, not just in our words, but in action. And I want to end by saying, Haki iwe, ngao na. Thank you and God bless you.
That's not how you congratulate the Jurist of the Year, ICJ, and the Madan Prize winner. We can do it better. So let's do it on my count. Moja, mbili, tatu. Asante sana, Miss Faith Moni Odhiambo. Two brief activities. We are almost ending. You may sit down. Now, we will invite again Miss Moni back to the stage. We are going to do a group photo. The other day you were accused of dancing. Today we are not accusing you of dancing. So today it's photos. So Miss Faith Moni, Professor Franceschi, the Dean, Karibu. Commissioner, Karibu. Vice President, Karibu. SC Maema, Karibu. Apollo Mboya, Karibu. Quick photos on the platform banner. This has to be seen. We have to be seen. Thank you. Oh, I forgot Ms. Luma. My apologies. Please forgive me. We have two awardees, Aurelia and Gregory. I'm told SC Miami is going to buy you tea. Please come quickly. Gregory, SC Miami is from IKM. He's going to award this and he can address us briefly.
Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. All protocols observed, I am greatly honored to be here to celebrate the achievement of Strathmore Law School students. DLA Piper Africa, Kenya, IKM Advocacy in particular, has had a long history with this school. I would say before the school was established, we already had a relationship. And that relationship has continued to grow. We have many programs going on with the school because we look at the school as a very good nursery for good advocates. We look for talent, good talent, and I can tell you based on experience that those that we've interacted with, those we've taken on board, have not disappointed. They're turning out into very good lawyers. And that is one of the reasons why we continue supporting this program by awarding these prizes. We are currently thinking of how to increase the awards and to make them more cross-cutting so that everybody can feel that they count. So without much ado, I want to proceed and award the winners of this year's awards. The first one is the best overall male finalist in the graduating class, and this is Mr. Grigory Muchura. And I can mention that this award comes with a very beautiful certificate, but more importantly, a cash award of 50,000 Kenya shillings. So the certificate is here, you can see. And the check is here, I've signed it, so it is good. And the next award is for the best overall female finalist in the graduating class. And this is Midwa Amelia Achieng, 50,000 and a certificate. Beautiful certificate and a check.
Gregory, with your certificate as well?
With a certificate and the check.
On the check, yes.
I'm an IP lawyer, so there's a reason why we are standing here.
Your mentors. Your mentors.
Thank you very much. Gregory, the Spirit of the Lord leads me to tell you that you're my friend. I wouldn't mind a cup of tea in the current economic times. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Kilicho na mwanzo kina nini? Allow me to invite Janet Masharia. Can you clap for this lady, please? Janet has single-handedly driven this horse. She has tirelessly worked, made calls, done everything together with her team here when some of us were struggling. I mean, this lady is amazing. Makofi, ya nyayo, moja. Ilikuwa ni ya nyayo, moja, mbili, tatu.
Thanks, Evans, for that awkward moment. Thank you, and thank you to my team. The reason I am standing here is because we have gifts for our distinguished guests, and I will very humbly ask my boss and our leader, Dean Dr. Wathuta, to come forward with me, because we would like to give a very small token of our appreciation to our guests. And we'll begin with Honorable Commissioner Jacqueline. Please come to the front. Madam Faith Uthiambo, President of the Law Society of Kenya, we would like also to give you a small token of our appreciation. So we'd ask you to please come to the front.
Professor Dr. Luis Franceschi would also like to acknowledge you and thank you. So we'll ask you to go to the front. Madam Eunice, and on this one actually would also like to give it on to Honorable Kitogu Umanyara in absentia, but we also thank you, so we'd like to ask it. And to our wonderful MC who thought we would forget about him, but we did not, Evans Ogada, man himself. Thank you so much, sir. At this point, allow me to, before calling our colleague who will give the closing remarks on behalf of Strathmore Law School, it would be very wrong for us not to acknowledge the presence of our DVC partnerships. Dr. Edward, who is present with us today. Dr. Ari would like to thank you for honoring our invitation and for supporting the partnerships agenda at the law school. I would like to call the Director of Partnerships at Strathmore Law School and International Partnerships as well, Mr. Alan Mukuki, to come to the front and give remarks.
That's not how you clap for my brother. Moja!
Thank you, Njambi. Thank you, my good brother Ogada. Mine is just a very simple task. I'm touching this podium because the President of LSK has touched it. Assistant Director of the Commonwealth, the Dean of Strathmore Law School, Vice President LSK, Commissioner JSC. I claim the blessings. I've forgotten Senior Counsel Maema as well. That said, mine is just to say thank you. Thank you on behalf of Strathmore Law School for coming in and supporting us. Commissioner Ingutia, Dr. Mungai from Strathmore, Professor Franceschi, who was my first boss and my good mentor over the last 10 years, President of LSK, Madam Odhiambo, our partners, the Platform Magazine, with now the new editor-in-chief, Mr. Evans Ogada and Honorable Imanyara in absentia, the Law Society of Kenya, represented by the council members, the parents who have come. May I see the parents? May they stand? Sometimes we forget them, yet they are the ones who've built the foundation. The parents, please. Let's clap for them. Thank you so much. Also, our esteemed law firm partners, we have KN Law, ENS Law, DLA Piper, IKM, Niha and Mukoma, Anjawala and Kana, Muma and Kanjama and Company Advocates, Triple OK Law, Bowman's, Coulson and Honey, Denton's HHM, Musimi and Company Advocates, and with us worldwide from London. These are meetings, I know my good brother said Njambi did a lot of work, but we attended these meetings. Some of them, Tabitha, who was one of the awardees, was also in these meetings together with Josephine. Njambi crisscrossed the whole of Nairobi. If it's harassing Mr. Baraza here from Triple OK, or if it's us going to IKM, we tried to make sure that also we involve our partners in all this, and that's what the essence of the partnerships office is, to make sure that all our partners feel equally recognized and equally involved in our activities. It's the good thing of being an academic institution is we can be neutral. When the firms fight out there, us, we accept all of them because we are neutral in that regard, or when they compete in that aspect. So ours is to say thank you, and we hope to continue this tradition. It started back then, and we intend to continue with it, involving our partners, our parents, our students, our Ds, and beyond. Now we see we're getting partners even from London and the US. So we're trying to grow this and trying to make sure that those who do well receive their due reward as is due to them. That said, after this, after the platform gives the vote of thanks, we will then have some cocktail next to our library, between the library and the clinic, and you're all invited for that from our partners in the law school. We hope to continue with this, and we hope to see you again next year. Thank you so much.
Somebody is giving you tea, and you're giving him village claps. Eh? Moja, mbili, tatu. There's a lot I can say about Alan, who's stepped the stage, but that's for another day. Alan is one of the most beautiful international minds in the country. So, Commissioner, those conversations that me and you have on the side on international law, you know where to start. Ladies and gentlemen, my role is done. May I say thank you? It has been an honor serving you. On behalf of Mheshimiwa Manyara, we say thank you. On behalf of Mheshimiwa, Strathmore Law School, beautiful, thank you. We are eternally indebted to you. Marjorie Muthoni Nkonge, please, on behalf of the platform, come give us the closing vote of thanks. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Muthoni, as you've heard, and my time here is limited because I know you have been promised tea. All I am promising you is sweet words. Words from the Platform magazine, words from members who make this happen, words for my boss, who is unfortunately not available to be here, Honorable Gitobui Manyara, who is also my senior in profession. I would like to thank everyone, and I should start, first of all, with the people who are unseen most of the time. So Platform members, please stand and wave again. Those are my colleagues. They have done everything and anything, including today morning, running to town to get awards printed again. So they are amazing. Even with a foot that is not working, she has been working. So to the Honorable Commissioner, to our hosts of the day, Strathmore School, and especially SLS. I was told they're called SLS, not to say Strathmore School of Law, which I actually can't say. So SLS, SLS, our wonderful hosts, to our partners who are all listed here, and some of you who are silent partners. Madam Lumalas should be knowing those who contributed towards our giftings. Thank you for collecting the monies. To our guest speaker, who is also part of the Strathmore School, thank you so much for your integrity today. The awardees of today, students, parents, guardians, all those who are a force behind it, thank you so much for the wonderful grades and the wonderful recognitions. To Madam Faith Odhiambo, wow, she is soft-spoken, but yet can pull tantrums. Thank you so much. I don't know how that happens, but thank you so much for honoring us as the platform for our awards. We thank the editor-in-chief, for your promotion, and the chairperson who has loved Platform with the whole of his heart. I am sure where he is feeling the pinch for not being able to stand here, and appreciate anyone who came. To the legal fraternity, my seniors, the Law Society of Kenya. I cannot see any judges today, but if they're there, thank you for showing up today. We thank the presence of the people who are behind us, those ones who are taking photos, the ushers who are running for us, those people who are here to offer us water, the cleaner, as we have been told. Thank you so much for making this wonderful hall for us, people who did the lighting. We also thank the ushers of today. Thank you for such a wonderful job. Thank you for going with the program just as it was. I really have to sit here and apologize for anyone who I have not said thank you to. Yet you have been here, you have sweated, you have waited, you have been dedicated to making this a wonderful ceremony. I mean, on behalf of the platform, really, we really thank you for this wonderful journey that we've had today. So as we end a rather emotional year, an year of turmoil, a year of stones and a year of tear gas, we really pray that in our hearts we remember that the Constitution is the way to go. Thank you so much. Let us continue improving it, then implementing what we have, because that's what CB Madan stands for. By the time we have CB Madan as our face of the platform too, we pray that his integrity and his courage and his humility fills our heart. So ladies and gentlemen, once again, on behalf of the Platform Magazine, I thank you all for your patience. Have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas and hopefully a better 2025. Thank you so much.
So I will ask our protocol and some few more colleagues to lead our guests to the cocktail area, and our partners, our ushers as well, to come and lead our guests to the cocktail area at the tent where we've just been informed. And we look forward to seeing all of you there, so please don't go home. Thank you.